It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, March 3rd, 2025, and we are coming to you live. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Carmen.
Yes.
I need you to make me some deodorant.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Saturday, Pitbull Toddler played out at the Grand Prix, and I figured we'd be outside. I should probably put on deodorant. My armpits are on fire.
Oh,
They're
that's
itchy,
good.
and they're on fire.
That's because of the alkaloids and stuff in there. You need something that doesn't have the metals
Oh,
in
my
there.
God. Too many metals in my armpits.
Too much metal.
Too many metals in the pits.
You gotta
Carmen
use
can
the
hook you up.
antiperspirant, not a deodorant.
I don't know the difference. They all look the same.
They're not.
Yeah.
Deodorant is usually like white.
Mm-hmm.
Antiperspirants are normally like a blue
That's what burns.
or a gel like.
Yeah.
But you want an antiperspirant. You want the gel. You don't want the deodorant. You don't want the white stuff. The white stuff is the stuff that has all the aluminum in it.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
what I
don't
put
know why.
all over my
I
body.
feel like there's so much aluminum in my armpits right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd never pass a metal detector. I feel like a medicine man would collect my armpits right now.
So you got nothing under there? You're not wearing anything?
No, I don't normally wear anything. And I take a shower.
Right.
And then when I get out of the shower, if I go a day without taking a shower, like sometimes if I fall asleep and I didn't take a shower the next day, I could kind of smell like, hey, you need to get in the shower. You know
True
what I mean?
or false? Friday, you were smelling your armpits. In here, in studio. It's true.
That's true.
You can look into the skies and see if you can remember, but it's
I
true.
mean, who remembers smelling
I do.
armpits?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
as
I
well,
remember
yeah.
you looking at it and smelling and going, oh, something smells.
No, that was that it?
I don't know whether that was it, but I
Well,
mean,
the Friday morning I took a shower
you were
before the show.
smelling
So.
your armpits.
Yeah, I remember your arm was raised and you were just deeply...
Oh, I might have just took advantage of the position of the arm.
No, you said something smells,
Yeah.
and then you were smelling your armpit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't recall. But I know Friday morning I took a shower before the show, so it was probably was not my armpits.
Mm.
Who knows?
I just know you were checking.
Yeah,
I
it's
do-
good to check every once in a while.
I'm just agreeing with Galvin
Yeah.
that I too saw that.
Well, clearly I made a spectacle out of it. I just don't recall. But my armpits now, Carmen, they feel like they're like swampy. But like I don't know, they just feel weird. Yeah.
I would not put anything on it then.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm going to take a shower after the show and then just kind of
Just ride it out.
air dry. Hopefully that'll work.
Yeah, let them be, and do not put any baby powder in there.
Oh,
I won't, but why? What does that do?
asbestos.
Baby powder also has a lot of chemicals and aluminum and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's not good for you.
You're putting that on babies.
I know. There was a big lawsuit.
Big lawsuit, yeah.
there's
Johnson.
Yeah, there was a big lawsuit against baby powder not too long ago.
Oh,
I love the burn of Gold Bond.
yeah.
Wait.
Oh, you get Gold Bar on your nuts? Right?
Yeah, it's like, it feels so good.
One of the hockey players, I can't remember who, one time said it was like halls for balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
perfect.
like medicated, yeah. Ugh.
Why do they still let you put it on babies if there was a big lawsuit?
They probably changed it.
They have now. They said that they changed the
Oh.
like active ingredients or whatever. They're not using the stuff
The
that they put in
aluminum?
ceilings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Anyway, who just whistled?
That was me. Sorry.
Who whistled? Who talked? We played the Grand Prix on Saturday. It started out like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty loud.
It was fun.
It was actually a really fun time.
It was.
Interesting configuration. I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird because it was a group of people who were already there.
Right.
And like people couldn't come unless they were already at the race. And then we played at the end of the race, so people were leaving. So it was a pretty decent crowd, but it wasn't a very big crowd. Like it was a good group of people that were there that were very into the band.
Yes.
Like they were having a good time, so
Yeah.
it made it worth it.
Yeah, it was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because it was outside. It wasn't like a specific area. I mean, it was in between Dolly and Mahaffey, whatever, but it was also you couldn't get in there unless you were already in there.
Right.
You know, it's not like, hey, I'm going to see Pitbull Tyler. Oh, go ahead. You know.
No, I can tell you that because I'm in Pitbull Toddler, and they would not let me in the gate.
Oh, no?
I got to the gate, and the girl said, you need credentials to come in here. And I said, well, I don't have credentials, but I'm playing in the band that is happening in the next 20 minutes. And she said, well, you need credentials. I said, well, I don't have any. I said, so maybe you can call somebody. And she looked at me right in the face, and she said, I ain't calling nobody. And I
Oh,
went,
wow.
That's the right answer.
Tom wasn't there for you whenever John and I showed up, and you were there before us, which shocked me.
Yeah.
Shocked me. I thought Tom was making a joke.
Right.
No, Olivero and Tom split. Tom, I guess, went to get you guys.
Yeah.
And Olivero came to get us. So they did not. So evidently we did have credentials, but nobody gave them to us.
Yeah, well, Tom had the credentials and stuff because I went up there and he met us up there and gave us the wristbands and the tickets and all this that. And they went to put a wristband on me, and that's always an odd thing. You putting it on? Am I putting it on myself?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to?
They
So
put
the guy,
it too tight always.
the guy put it
Rip
on
my
me,
hair out.
Gio, and I said, "Oh, I need that hand to be able to play drums, and you're cutting the circulation off." It was so tight. It was like he was trying to stop a snake bite, the venom to go to my
Yeah.
to go to my
Like you
brain.
trying to tourniquet on
Yeah,
you?
it was unbelievable. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I just popped it off. And I go, "Can I get another one?" He's like, "Yeah," and just handed it to me. And then they were like, "I don't even think you need to put that on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we definitely didn't need it.
She
But
said,
like-
I'm a goddamn drummer guy.
But like 4 seconds after he put it on, my hand was just red and beating. Like you
Throbbing.
you could see my heartbeat in my hand. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, so we finally made it in, and the best is Tom texts me in the afternoon, and he's like, "Hey, boss, they want to know what you want in the dressing room. Food, soda, water." But I go, "Oh, just waters. We'll be good with some Bud Lights and some waters." And he's like, "Okay, cool." Then we get there, there's nothing in the dressing room.
Oh,
Completely
geez.
empty. I go, "What happened?" He goes, "They wanted me to go buy it on the credit card," and I go, "Yeah, that ain't that."
I expected Tom to drive the Sprinter right down the racetrack.
I'll tell you what, almost as good as a Sprinter, the golf cart.
Oh, I didn't see the golf.
Oh, you guys didn't get the golf cart ride over?
No, I wasn't that far over there.
We got the golf cart ride over, and it was a 3-row electric golf cart that was super cool. It had like a curved roof and stuff. We're buzzing through everything, which, by the way, I don't need a lot of money. I'll just take all the money that they had in RVs back there. Good
Oh, it's
grief.
unbelievable.
All the drivers have their RVs
Yeah.
set up
yeah.
out there. Everyone's at least $1 million.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
$1 million. It was ridiculous.
I saw the Andretti set up. I saw the Ray Hall Letterman set up. I saw all the good stuff. I was hoping Dave would be out there because he was out there last
Yeah.
year. So was John Bon Jovi. Last year was pretty star-studded. I don't know who was there this year. I didn't see anybody.
By the way, I got the inside scoop. So we started. Our start time was 6:30. We actually started a little bit early. We started about 6:15, whatever, and it was great. The crowd was awesome and this and that. And I was talking to the guy that was driving the golf cart, and he goes, "Yeah, the reason they did that is because last year Brett Michaels didn't go on until late, and all the drivers were complaining because they couldn't get to sleep because he's out there jamming, and they're like, I have to go 200 miles per hour tomorrow."
Oh.
So they actually sleep in those things?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would
That's-
too. I figured it would. I mean, they set up like little apartments, but I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, 'cause they probably travel every week to another
Right.
race.
Right,
Oh,
and instead
yeah.
of being in a hotel off-site, whatever, they're literally right there in a luxury
Yeah.
RV, so
Yeah.
it just makes it so much easier for them.
Yeah, they're beyond RVs. I mean, they're wider and they're
Yeah, they're
hauling
like
the
something.
cars.
They're like something you see on Discovery Channel that
Yeah.
they show. You know, the richest people in the world
Right.
with the RVs.
Yeah, it must be nice. But it was good. We had a good time, and we start all over again this Friday. We're back out at Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue, which
Yes.
is downtown at Curtis Hickson in downtown Tampa this weekend, which we have never played in downtown Tampa before. I mean, outside of the I don't even think we played the amphitheater. Did we play the amphitheater?
Oh yeah, we played the amp.
Where?
We played
Outside?
the other stage. Remember, because we played before Def Leppard.
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying amphitheater, but I mean the Ice Palace.
Oh,
You guys didn't play
Emily.
the-
Yeah, we played
the
Emily. We
Plaza?
played a lightning thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we played.
Maybe
the
we
Plaza.
played. I don't remember nothing, but
Are you? You may want to go get checked
bro,
out.
it's been almost 20 years.
No. I know, but what happened Friday? Whenever you're
Oh, smell my armpits.
no, Mike goes to me. We're about to start the next song. Josh is yapping. It's a kind of intro thing, whatever. And Mike looks at the set list and he goes, "Where's the Strokes song?" And I go, "Strokes song?" And he goes, "Yeah, Strokes." And I go, "We don't play any Strokes song." And he goes, "No, not the Strokes, the Struts."
Struts.
And I go, "Also, don't play any 2, 3, 4, start playing whatever." Is that? I'm like, I don't know what this guy's talking
Maybe
That
he's
about.
having a
song.
stroke.
And, yeah, that's what I said. I go, "I think you're having a stroke." And then John Brennan goes, "He means jet."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh yeah, okay."
Listen, we have nicknames for all the
Yeah.
songs. We have 69 as Summer 69. We have
All of them make sense.
Right.
None of them say stroke.
right. Well, to me, that song is called the Stroke
You
song.
let me know how jet Are you going to be my girl? Translate to the Strokes.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
It was in my head the whole time.
I mean,
I
John
don't know.
Brennan knew. He must speak Mike Calta.
I guess.
He can translate.
Yeah. Because I probably always say that, and I always screw it up. So
I go, I don't know what band you're in. I don't know what's going on
The
here.
Strokes would be great.
Are you playing with Joe? Is Joe coming up?
Yeah.
the best is I'm talking to Galvin, and we're about to play a song. So I'm like, no, Then all of a sudden Galvin's like 2, 3. Just started playing. I was like, oh yeah, okay. Did I missed a big John Cena heel turn this weekend?
Oh,
yeah.
boy. So
Finally, after all these years.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about wrestling, so I text John Senning because from what I glean from the whole thing is that he's in the next Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets.
Yes.
Who?
Is that right? John Cena? Is that the big news?
I don't know.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh. There's a Chamber of...
Oh, it was the elimination
long way.
chamber. This
Oh,
past
Elimination
weekend
Chamber.
was
Yeah.
the event.
All right.
Yes, and now John Cena won the elimination chamber.
But how did he turn heel?
Well, he was congratulating Cody Rhodes, and then he went to hug him, and they turned in his face, and The Rock was there. And The Rock gave him this,
Yeah, right across the throat.
and then he turned on Cody Rhodes right there, and he had the mean face, and his bald spot was full and gleaming.
Dude, his bald spot's bananas.
Whose bald spot?
John Cena.
I didn't even know he had hair.
The best meme of the weekend I saw was NW, and then O was John Cena's bald spot.
John Cena is slowly turning into Vern.
Yeah. Doesn't John Cena look better bald, though?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I think for a lot of the movie roles he does, he needs to have hair.
His hair,
Yeah.
he's got weird hair.
It's so he doesn't look like John Cena, the John Cena wrestler.
Yeah, but he looks like Mo
Yeah.
from the Three Stooges. Like
Dude.
he's got...
I said multiple times, I saw Ricky Stenicki
Yeah.
last week for the first time, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was funny.
And John Cena is so good and so funny in that movie.
He, I don't know. It was a big deal. I saw everybody was going crazy. Finally. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, that draws me back into it.
This
for
is
sure.
his last run. He's
Yeah.
retiring after this, so now he's finally turning heel on the road to WrestleMania.
What a good run.
Yeah, it'll be good.
What a
kicked-
good
he kicked-
run.
Sorry.
And an end to he's ending with successful movies, kind of like
Yeah.
Batista, who left early and got into successful
Yeah.
movies. But John Cena had a good run in wrestling. He's still as popular now as he ever was before, and he's doing the right thing.
He's the ultimate babyface, of all time. So this is a big deal.
The good thing about Batista is there's a lot of people that don't even know Batista was a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, because he wasn't, obviously, John Cena was like the face of WWE for a long
Yeah.
time. Maybe still is. I don't know. But he did. So The Rock looked at him. I saw a clip. The Rock looked at him, did that, and whatever. And John Cena was hugging him, and he goes, and then he goes back like he's going to shake his hand, and kicked him right in the ding ding, kicked Cody Rhodes.
Man.
Yeah.
Cody wasn't expecting that.
Oh,
No.
Joe's got John Cena's bald spot up. Oh man, that is huge.
Yeah.
That's looking like a crop circle.
He should.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks better with just like the high top kind of.
Well, they probably just
high
fill in the
fade.
bald spot for movies and stuff.
Probably.
So it's a lot easier to
I
do.
think he had hair transplant surgery.
I was about to say, yeah, go get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the money.
Yeah.
I think you still just have a little bit of a bald spot. Plus, you're wrestling. Your hair's not really.
That is not a little spot.
Yeah.
Listen, you want to talk about bald spots? I'm talking about Pete.
Oh.
I sat across from Pete at dinner the other night. I looked at his son Jake, and I looked at Pete, and I go, "We have to have the talk with him. It's time to shave it off."
Oh no.
He's his back's meeting his front.
He's holding on too long.
It's,
Too long.
It's a bit see-through.
Wispy. It's
Yeah,
wispy.
it's very wispy.
Oh, wispy's. There's nothing. Wispy's not good of any description
Yeah.
of anything.
You don't want to be known as Wispy Pete or Wispy.
Although I have to tell you, can I tell you this?
Yeah.
I'm still on the hunt to find Pete a good girlfriend. We play on Saturday rather, and afterwards, the last song, we had a whole bunch of girls come on stage and fill the stage as we usually do for Paradise City, and it was a nice mix of ladies up there having a good time. One of them stood tall and strong out of all of them, and she was smoking hot. And she was nestling up to Pete, and she loved Pete, but she was there with a guy, so Pete was being respectful. And it turns out she was not with that guy. That guy was her friend's husband. And Pete's now like, I got to find that girl. She was smoking hot, and she was like, I like Pete. I want to talk to Pete.
The blonde with the hat on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
find her.
she looked like, you know who the actress Gretchen Mol is?
Yes.
From Boardwalk Empire and stuff. She looked like her.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
She did not have Pete face.
She did not.
She
have
wanted
Pete
Pete face, it seemed
yeah,
like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She wanted to suck Pete face. She did not have Pete face.
Wow.
The Academy Awards were on last night. Who watched them?
I watched the opening and some of it.
I could not. I turned it on. I turned it on right around Batista. He came out and they did an honor to the cinematographers who were nominated, and then Adrian Brody won Best Actor, and it was the longest, most boring speech I ever heard in my life. To the point where they tried to play him off, and he yelled at them and said, "Please do not play the music. I will wrap it up. I have more to do. I've been here before." And carried on again, and I was like, you know what? No. And I just shut it off. It was just the most boring thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Well, I heard the movie that he won for was quite long, too.
Oh, The Brutalist.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but did you see the opening at all? Because that's
No,
what I
I
wanted
did
to
not.
see. I
I
wanted to see
forgot it was
Conan's
on.
monologue and stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes, just so you know, I've implemented some new rules with the Oscars. Instead of if you go too long, then playing the music. He goes, here, if you go too long, you will see John Lithgow, who won't be mad at you, but he'll be disappointed. And then they put a camera on Lithgow, and he turned and went. And just like did it was really good.
Yeah.
And they kept on going back to Lithgow a couple times and stuff. It was funny.
I know
That's
a lot
good.
of people are making a big deal that there was no politics. He didn't do any political jokes. during his
Not
monologue.
true. I heard. Oh, maybe not in the monologue.
Yeah.
I heard one a little bit later on where he made some sort of. Finally, something that we didn't bow to a Russian ruler or something like that. I heard that at some point.
There was one I saw one that was, I don't know, maybe from the Netherlands or Lithuania or something. And he did his speech and so happy to be here and blah, 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 this and that and everything. And then at the end, he goes, we're all in this together. I hope we can all get along. That
Perfect.
was it. Yeah,
Perfect.
that was it. Everybody
in and
can
out.
agree with that.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. You don't have to raise your fist and be like, you stink in America. Bah.
Yeah.
You know.
Because we'd be like, go home.
Right, yeah.
Go home because you won an award here and it's going
Right.
to change your life. But when you were in Lithuania, it didn't do nothing for you. So be respectful.
They had at one point I saw they had like first responders up there, like from Los Angeles, who've been fighting all the fires and
yeah.
stuff. And Conan's like, all right, they're gonna tell some jokes, so you guys have to laugh. And the first guy walks up and he's like, this is, fire lieutenant, so and so. And he goes, a lot of people have lost their homes this year, and we're very sad that the devastation. Those people are the producers of Joker 2.
Oh,
I
wow.
thought it was pretty
Wow,
funny.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I never has there been a more unanimous decision that movie sucked.
Yeah. it was-
Everybody hated that movie.
And after how good the first one was.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that made me laugh.
You know, it's so they never give you what you want. You had a great movie with Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and what's the natural progression? See him with Batman.
Yeah.
And they won't give you that. It's
Yeah.
like we're in being held hostage.
There was no reason to make that movie.
No.
Yeah, it was-
That's just a Todd Phillips. I'm so great at the first one.
I think it was money. I think that the studio wanted it so bad, and he just eventually gave in and did
Because
it.
the first one was so
Yeah.
good.
Right, but you can make a sequel, but I mean, it doesn't have to be a musical.
Yeah, it
Who
was-
was expecting that?
I couldn't get through. I watched about 15 minutes of it. I'm like, this is garbage.
And
That's
a
right.
musical, and you're throwing in, now it's a female Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga is like the female version of Joker, and it's like, what is happening?
Well, that's the what's her face.
Yeah,
though,
she was
isn't it?
Harley
Yeah,
Quinn.
Harley
yeah,
Quinn.
but she was horrible at it. This is
But
horrible.
how many times are we doing Harley Quinn?
Yeah. Plus Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie in the Suicide Squad was great, and then they tried to make a standalone movie, and
Horrible,
that Birds
yeah.
of Prey thing was terrible. And
I tried to watch the new Captain America.
Again?
Yeah, it's just not happening.
Mm.
It's not happening at all.
You still don't watch Wicked?
No, I haven't. I feel like I need Juliana to watch Wicked with me.
I'll come watch Wicked with you.
All right.
It was very
I
good.
wanted to, but it was like $20 on Prime. I was like, I'm not paying that yet.
Oh,
you gotta-
you
stop.
gotta-
Well, yeah, you guys won't tell me.
Oh, it's a not taking new customer.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's closed.
Moose out front should have told you.
You guys suck.
All right, we got to take a break. Get this show moving this morning. It's Monday. Wake up. It's post. I don't even know what won the Academy Award.
Oh, for Best Picture?
Best Picture. Don't tell me. Save it
Okay.
for news.
No,
I'll
I have
wait.
it.
The
I have it.
anticipation will.
Oh, it was a
just
big
destroy
deal.
me.
We can break it down.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Why was it a big deal?
Oh,
All right,
controversy.
We'll get to it.
That's good stuff.
We got stuff to give away this week. Carmen will tell you what that stuff is, and we will play Sporcle next on 102.5 The Bone. Carmen, new week, new stuff to give away. What is that stuff?
Yes, so we have tickets for Lewis Black.
Lewis Black, the political comedian. That's all I think I hear. When I hear Lewis Black, I hear,
I hear.
Yeah.
We have tickets for John Fogerty,
Also.
Reggae Rise Up, Foreigner,
Uh-huh.
Valspar Championship, and we may want to save these for later.
Yeah. Only if they're Luke Bryan tickets.
Yeah, I'd say
Oh, boy.
we can do a little redneck bingo later.
Sounds good. We'll do that with the people a little bit later on. Let's give the other stuff away right now with a little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Where are we at? Who's got what as far as streaks and all that stuff?
Galvin is on a 3-win streak.
Was there a rule last time?
There was a rule.
Yes.
I don't recall.
I recall, so if
I
win,
remember.
I'll let
All
you
right.
know.
I think you were sniffing your armpit when the rule was made.
Yeah.
Might have been.
Right.
So I can only do one thing at a time. All right. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right. Today we're going to play 2 actors, 1 movie. Okay? So I'm going to give you 2 actors, and then you're going to give me the movie that they starred in together.
2 actors, 1 movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Your first one, Marlon Brando, Al
Godfather.
Pacino, Gio, Kevin Costner, Kevin Bacon. 1991. Kevin Costner, Kevin Bacon.
JFK.
Yeah.
Mike Calta. Jeremy Irons, Antonio Banderas.
3 Musketeers.
Lion
Ni-
King.
1993.
I don't know.
The House of the Spirits. Christian Slater, John Travolta.
Behind Enemy
1996.
Lines.
No,
Is that Heathers? No.
Christian Slater, John Travolta.
Arrowhead.
Ooh.
Broken Arrow.
Oh, damn, I knew it was something like that. Half
So
point.
close.
Half
No,
point.
no. John Travolta, Nicolas Cage.
Face Off.
Mike Calta. Jackie Chan, Chris
Rush
Tucker.
Hour.
Rush Hour,
Yes,
Mike
that's
Calta. Edward Norton, Brad Pitt,
Fight Club.
Gio. Matt Damon, Jude Law,
Talented Mr. Ripley.
Mike Calta. Keanu Reeves,
Speed.
Lawrence Fishburne,
Matrix.
Mike Calta. James Spader, Keanu Reeves. 2000. James Spader, Keanu Reeves. 2000. The Watcher.
When we don't know, we all just go. It's like a motorcycle warming up.
Your next one, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon,
Ocean's 11.
Gio. Ben Affleck, Morgan Freeman. 2002.
The Client.
Ben Affleck, Morgan Freeman. 2002.
Isn't it the one you talk about when he's in traffic?
No, that's Samuel Jackson.
Oh, sorry.
The Sum of All Fears.
Oh, yeah, where is Jack Ryan?
Is what I was looking for. No point. Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Gangs of New York.
Mike Calta. Ben Affleck, Michael Clark Duncan.
The
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Daredevil.
Oh, he's Kingpin.
No point.
Damn it.
No point. I'm taking it away.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
And Pap, we're halfway there.
Man.
Galvin is not on the board.
0.
Gio has 3 points, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 6.
All right, big
right.
comeback right now. Here we
I
go.
like it. I
Starts
like
right
it.
now.
All right. Here we go. We're doing 2 actors, 1 movie. Your next one, Eric Bana, Nick Nolte.
The Incredible Hulk.
What'd you say, Mike?
The Hulk.
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 Oh, we're counting the now?
No, there is no the.
Mm.
Setting show.
Point, Michael?
No.
Point me.
Point Gio.
He's
Point
dying
Gio.
to give it to Mike.
Yeah.
Dying to give it to him.
I'm dying.
So obvious.
Yeah.
Point Geo. Your next one, Brad Pitt, Orlando Bloom. 2004. Brad Pitt, Orlando Bloom. 2004.
Unaware. Do not know this one.
No.
I was looking for Troy.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yes. Pap Pap.
Geo.
Oh no, that's to make them up.
Make them up.
I feel like I got it. First.
Oh.
Geo gets the point. Johnny Depp, Freddie Highmore.
The great Freddie Highmore.
2005. I know.
Chocolat.
Oh,
Like water for chocolate. Damn it. The
2005.
way you said that, I thought it was a chocolate
The
movie.
chocolate.
Charlie and the Chocolate
Oh.
Factory.
Oh, Freddie Highmore.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Charlie Freddie?
Freddie.
I don't know. Heath Ledger, Matt Damon. 2005. Heath Ledger, Matt Damon. 2005. The Brothers Grimm.
Oh yeah.
Stunk.
Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale.
The
Two-
Prestige.
The Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Calta. Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson.
Bucket list.
Galvin.
On the board.
Whew. Jet Li, Jason Statham. 2007. Jet Li, Jason Statham.
All right.
Transporter.
That was good.
Transporter 2.
The Expendables.
I was looking for War.
Huh.
Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan.
King's Speech.
2008. Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan.
I don't know.
2008.
Nope.
James Bond, wasn't it?
Mamma Mia.
Oh, no. All right.
Ewan McGregor, Tom Holland. 2012. Ewan McGregor, Tom Holland. 2012.
Spider-Man and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The Impossible. What's that face for, Gio?
I don't. I've never heard that movie.
Yeah.
You look so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Mhm.
And Pap Pap,
You're Spider-Man. Just be Spider-Man.
we're on the
You bang some
list
diet.
for
Be
you.
that guy.
Yeah.
Galvin has a single point on the board. Gio with 5, and Michael is your leader by 2. He's winning with 7.
Ooh.
All right, last 3, 2 actors, 1 movie. Here we go. Daniel Craig, Javier Bardem. 2012.
Quantum Solace, James Bond. No.
Daniel Craig, Javier Bardem. 2012.
I don't know.
No Country for Old Men.
Skyfall?
Skyfall.
I knew it was one of them. Damn it. No point.
Nope, no point.
Half point.
No point.
Wow. All right.
Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck.
Aquaman. No, nope, that's not
2015.
League of Justice.
The Justice League.
Yep.
it. Yeah.
That would
Just-
make more sense.
Justice League.
I
Mike
meant to say he is
Calta.
Aquaman in the Justice League.
Yeah. No, didn't work.
And your last one, Tom Cruise, Jake Johnson. 2017.
Jake Johnson.
The great Jake Johnson. I'm gonna say, oof.
Tom Cruise, Jake Johnson. 2017.
Mission Impossible
Ghost
Reckoning.
Protocol.
Reckoning. Dead Reckoning.
The
Reckon my deadness.
yeah.
The Mummy.
Oh, we're even close.
Your final score Galvin with a single point, Gio with 5, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 8.
Thank you.
By the way, I waited to see whether there would be a controversy. Michael with 9, Gio with 4. That was so clearly you. It was ridiculous.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Good morning. Who's this?
Helen?
Helen?
Helen.
You look
Yes.
like a Helen. Hi, Helen.
What?
Congratulations. You are the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pumpkin. Hold on. Also, want to remind everybody that I doubled Galvin's score, eliminating the rule that I couldn't remember earlier.
Oh, you sure did, man. I was way off on that one.
Let's
Wow.
No rule.
I only had one time I got the rule.
No
Damn it.
rule. What was the rule?
The rule was you guys had to rap about you being a liar.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good rule.
I didn't like
That's a
that
good
one.
rule.
I didn't like that
Damn
at
it.
all.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, you octed my rule. What was it, 8-1?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, English, learn it. Glasses are expensive and points on the board.
Oh, boy. Okay. And
No?
I was robbed.
Oh,
Oh.
Something was stolen from me,
Mm.
and I'm offering a reward.
okay.
There's no joke.
Was it your deodorant?
No. This is something valuable was stolen from me,
Okay.
and I'm offering a reward. I'll tell you what it is and how you can get that reward when we come back from break with news. It's the Mike Calta Show. News is next.
Yeah.
I'm a little off today.
The
It's Monday.
Strokes, the Hulk.
Yeah. Come on now. It's 102.5 The Bone. Galvin, before we get to news,
Yeah.
I got to talk to you about something serious.
All right.
Something was stolen from me.
I don't like it.
But I will tell you, this though. I think it was stolen from me.
I was going to say,
I'm also
is there
pretty responsible.
any possible way you misplaced it? Was it your ninth Apple Watch? or
No.
what was it?
I know where that is. I know
Okay.
where that is.
All right.
I think I know where that is. What day did we practice? Tuesday?
Last week, we
Yeah.
practiced.
Between you and Joe, somebody can back me up on that.
Uh,
I think it was Tuesday.
yeah, I think it was Tuesday.
You're
No,
just guessing.
it was Wednesday.
Yeah, you're just guessing.
It was Wednesday. I have it in my calendar.
Wednesday. Okay. So Wednesday we after the show, I grabbed my guitar, put it in the back seat of the car, drove all the way to St. Petersburg, went and jammed out with the band.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think on Wednesday I got a massage
Okay.
because my lower back was killing me. And then after practice, I was like, I'm not feeling it. And I did not have to pick up Juliana from school. So I think I went and got a massage.
Okay.
And the next day, I went and I picked up my daughter from school, and I ended up picking up 4 girls from school.
Mhm.
My daughter and 3 of her friends were all coming over. So we got home, and I thought, oh, man, I left my guitar in the back seat, and those girls all sat back there. They probably stepped on it, or what did they do with it? There was no... And then I looked in the back seat, and there was no guitar. Sometime between practice and Friday morning, someone stole my guitar out of my truck.
Now,
Yeah.
do you always lock your doors?
So, yes, to my knowledge, I lock my doors.
Okay.
No. Like here's the thing, Carmen. There's 2 things. There is a little button on the door that you can press when you have your key in your pocket that will lock and unlock the door.
Right.
I don't know if that unlocks all the doors or just that particular door.
If
You
you
follow
hit
what I'm saying?
So if you touch the handle, if you touch that button once, it unlocks the driver's door. If you touch it twice, it unlocks all the other doors.
So I think there's a possibility that I thought I was locking the door and I unlocked the back door or I locked only the front door. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a chance that I might have screwed that up as far as locking the door.
So you think that possibly you were getting a massage, bass is in the back seat of the car, somebody walks by and says, yoink?
Yes.
Do you think it's possible that you left the bass at Joe's house, or do you know that you put it in your car?
So
checked.
I thought that was a possibility.
Yeah.
I called Joe.
Mhm.
It took 4 days for Joe to check and get back to me and let me know that there was no bass back
I had a
there.
busy weekend, Michael.
I know
I'm
you
sorry.
Have you looked on
Too.
eBay?
I have not. Can I tell you the truth is that thankfully through our sponsorship with Dean Guitars, I have several Dean Hillsborough basses, so I'm not really missing the bass. It stinks that I lost one, but I can live without it. But the other thing was it had my goddamn strap on there, and I like that strap.
Yeah.
So that is kind of bugging me a little bit.
Which one was it? The
The
Sunburst one?
cow, the
cow
sunburst,
strap,
the sunburst guitar
Which was
with
sitting out there
yes,
the other day, so you didn't forget it to take to practice.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So my bass was yoinked from my car.
Oh.
I'm very upset about that.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you. That's on you. If you leave a bass in a
It gets better.
car that's unlocked, then you
Well,
should,
I didn't know that I left it unlocked.
but you know,
I know.
musicians
what
are
I'm
some of the
saying,
biggest thieves in the world.
What I'm saying is I thought that I locked it, but I must have hit the wrong thing. So I accidentally left it unlocked. What they didn't know is my iPad was in the front seat.
Oh.
They did not get my iPad. That would have made me very upset.
Yeah.
You can replace a bass, but you can't replace an iPad that easily. I mean, you can, but it's more expensive.
So maybe out there somewhere.
So my bass is probably so. Just so you know, if you stole the bass and you didn't know you stole it from me, well, I was deep into getting a massage from an Asian lady who was grinding her knees into my lower back area. Yeah, not as delightful as you normally think when you think Asian massage. While I was getting that done, you yoinked my bass, and that doesn't mean I should put one of those air tags in them, but I don't really care that much.
Really, you're mostly concerned with the strap.
I'm mostly concerned with the strap, and
Yeah.
I do have another strap like that. But here's the thing: I wasn't always the law-abiding citizen that I am now. You may have done some things in your past that you regret. I'm not mad at the person. I would like to have it back, and I would even offer a reward. So if you're the person who stole it, and right now you're going, "Oh my God, I didn't know that bass I stole was Mike Calta's bass," or maybe I stole Mike Calta's bass. Either way, in my mind, if you get it back to me, you have now recovered my bass. You didn't steal my bass.
No.
You recovered it.
You found out who stole it. You got it from them.
So if you're the guy who stole it, you can easily turn that around by bringing it back and saying, "Look what I got. No questions asked, and I will give you a prize."
Okay.
So now as somebody who stole the bass from me, I'll give you $100 cash. How do you like that?
Oh.
All right.
$100 cash and some tickets to something that Carmen has.
All of a sudden, you're $100 in your pocket and you're watching Foreigner.
And you stole my initial bass, but
Yeah.
I don't care. I forgive and forget. And you don't even have to bring it to me. You can leave it at the radio station with
Okay.
your Venmo, and I'll Venmo you the money.
Well,
No, I will.
yeah,
I'm
I
giving
know,
you
but
my word.
I don't know if you want to get involved and leave the Venmo, and then all of a sudden the cops show up and stuff.
Certainly don't want them to show. Well, I'll give you. Look, I'm going to give you my word. Two things: one, I will pay you the money, and two, I will not involve law enforcement. I am not. I understand that people do dumb things, whether on a day or it could have been somebody who's like, "Man, I really wish I played bass." In that case, I might just let you keep the bass. Just give me the strap back. You know what I'm saying? If you wrote me an email and said, "Man, I stole your bass. I'm sorry. I just really always wanted to play bass and I couldn't afford one," I'd be like, "You know what? Keep that one, or I'll give you a different one. I kind of like that one."
What about this?
Yeah,
Whoever stole it brings it back, and if they're a better bassist than you,
they could
they
play
get
Friday.
to keep the bass, and they're in the band.
Can they play the Strokes or the Struts?
I don't really like that.
Oh,
at all.
no? All right. Well, we'll
I
see.
played that song all right though, didn't I?
Yeah,
I know the
yeah,
name of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, we did okay.
Yeah. Don't know the name.
Don't know
Play
the
it
name.
though.
I'm having a
Stroke.
massive
Stroke.
mental block for the Poison song "Nothing But a Good Time." It is 3 strings that I have to play. It is probably the easiest song that we play,
Right.
and I cannot remember the order in which to play those strings.
Is this a newer song? How long have you
No,
guys been playing the song?
no, it's 10 years.
Did you just learn it? Nope.
Oh, it's,
We literally have been playing it since the album came out.
But we haven't played it in a long time.
right.
And I text Josh and I said, "I'm having a mental block. I can't remember how to play Nothing But a Good Time." And Josh put a guitar on the counter, hit record, and showed me the strings. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, that's simple." Then that night of the show, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't remember what it was." And I'm panicking again.
Oh, no.
We didn't even play it.
Didn't play it.
Didn't
Yeah.
even play it.
Wow.
Now, I will remind everybody, this Friday night, we have the pleasure of playing at Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue. It is a 2-day barbecue fest going down in downtown Curtis Hickson Park in downtown Tampa. Friday night at 7 o'clock, Pitbull Toddler plays. Saturday, the Black Honkies are playing. And Black Honkies, I think, play like at 3 o'clock. Like it's an all-day event kind of thing. Friday night thing, Saturday all-day thing. It's 2 days of beer, bourbon, and barbecue. You can go down there and get some great food, get some great drinks, and
bunch
have a
of
great
different
time.
pit masters down there.
Yeah.
They have all kind of tastings and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be.
I volunteer to be a judge if they need me to judge any barbecue or anything. But we're looking for. We've never played this event before. We know the guys who put it on, and they've done it for a while now. It is happening this weekend in downtown Tampa, and we will be a part of it on Friday. May or may not have a bass to play on Friday. I could tell you that.
That'll be fun.
I'm not in the position of like when guys get their tools stolen from their car. They're like, my tools were stolen. I've lost my tools. I can't go and do my daily job. Who steals somebody's tools? I'm fortunately not in that position. When my bass was stolen, I just picked up another bass and started practicing with it. I don't care. I just would like to have it back. But if not, at least give me my strap back. That's all I care about. The strap is cheap. It was probably cost me $30, but I really like that strap, and it fits my shoulders. I'm used to wearing it. You know?
Yeah, I don't know how Pete wears that skinny strap.
No.
Like that's got to cut
There's no
through his
support.
back.
There's no support on that at all.
That's wild.
And there's no way you could have left it at Joe's or someplace like that.
Here's the thing, Carmen. When I left, Pete had to give me something, so I drove over to his car, and he said he remembered seeing it in my back seat. And also, I asked Joe to check, and Joe looked around and said it is not there. It can only be in one spot, and it was not there. So I definitely took it from Joe's.
Okay.
And when I come in my house, it would either be in here or in the mudroom, and it's in neither spot. So I don't know.
Okay.
But
somebody yoked it.
But you're also saying, it's not 100% that you don't have it.
If I had to bet on it right now, I would bet 100% I don't have it. But also, I will throw in a caveat that 100% I don't have it. I may have left it somewhere else.
Right.
I may have made a stop that I don't remember.
That's like
and I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's a big item to try and get out of somebody's
Yeah, that's
car
why I don't think that I did anything
and walk
with it.
away.
Yeah.
Gio, I love that you think that. But a young Galvin, who, musician and stuff, was walking through a parking lot of an apartment complex, and there was a Bronco with its back window down that had an entire PA system and board in there.
You could use that.
Oh,
See ya.
Oh, you yoked
All
it?
right.
Of course.
You're the worst.
It was me and my brother and our singer. It
You're
was
a
three of
bad
us that were in a
person.
band. Listen
Yeah.
to me,
Got to
Carmen.
get the band going.
Listen to me.
Now
you know,
I have to get the karma of you stealing a PA system.
You know what I did? We kept the PA stuff, and then I sold the board to a college.
No.
They needed a board, so I sold it to
board.
them. Yeah.
So, if you're rolling around with the bass today, that'd be interesting.
Yep.
Anyway,
luck.
ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. Here's today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Stand by, Galvin. Carmen,
Yes,
what is on line one?
I do not know. I
Oh,
will
okay.
check.
I didn't know if you were. I thought maybe it was somebody calling up saying they had my bass.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Let me. Oh, okay.
You want to go to a live?
I'll go. Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning. Hello.
Mike, I got the solution maybe for you. What vehicle were you driving when you picked your daughter up?
This guy's got a good point.
I was gonna say,
This
didn't
guy's
they
got a good
swap out
point.
your truck or something?
Oh my God, sir, you're right. Stingray Chevrolet may be in possession of my bass right
Yeah,
now.
there you go.
No, I was in the truck. I was in the truck. Thank you, sir. Good point. I was in the truck because I can tell you that while I was there at Joe's house, Pete gave me a book that Steve Yerrett signed for me, and then my iPad was also in that car, and both of those are still in my vehicle. So negative.
Okay.
Negative.
All right.
Nice try, though. Good suggestion. I wish you were right, but you're wrong. Galvin, what do we have in news today?
Do you think, with your bass being stolen, possibly over the weekend, that you had a worse weekend than President Zelensky?
I don't know. I have to tell you. Well, let's talk about this and we'll get into it.
So you probably saw some clips about it. Ukraine's President Zelensky said on Sunday he believed he could salvage his relationship with U.S. President Donald Trump after an explosive meeting in the Oval Office, but that talks needed to continue behind closed doors. Zelensky reiterated that Ukraine would not concede any territory to Russia as part of a peace deal. He said he was willing to sign a minerals deal with the U.S. and described a discussion on Sunday with European leaders to send a draft peace plan to the U.S. as a key development. If you saw when they were in the White House,
Do we have audio of this?
we do not. I can grab audio of it. I didn't get any though.
This was by far one of the most historic things I've ever seen in my life. This was a outright battle between Zelensky and Trump fighting it out. In fact, Drudge Report called it the Fight House. and then stupid JD Vance chiming in. JD Vance is a moron. I didn't like him as a vice presidential pick. I felt he brought nothing to the table to help elect Trump. He was very much in the same vein as Trump. And I know that the setup is for him to be the president after Trump is gone. It never happened. JD Vance is a buffoon, and him calling out Zelensky as if he never said thank you before made it like Zelensky came over here, an immigrant, won the lotto, and didn't say thank you. He didn't call him out. He was like, "Did you even say thank you?" And the guy's like, "Thank you? Yes, I've said thank you a million times. My problem is I'm not over here trying to get money so that I can go buy a yacht. I'm over here because my country has been invaded and my people are dying every day, and all I want is for help so that this can stop." And you think I'm not thankful for that? I have to tell you, I thought JD Vance was out of line. I like that Trump. I like that Trump calls him out. I like that he holds him to the fire, and I do like that. But the JD Vance stuff I thought was very disrespectful. And then the reporter with it, "Do you even wear a suit?" Nah, shut up. If Fetterman came to the White House, he'd be wearing a hoodie, and everybody'd be like, "Oh, Fetterman's in a hoodie."
By the way, did you see Shane Gillis hosted Saturday Night Live, and they cold opened with this and stuff, and the Donald Trump, the guy doing Donald Trump with and you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt, whatever, and then Mike Myers came out as Elon Musk wearing jeans and a t-shirt
with the chainsaw,
and he goes, "Elon, you look great. I love the jeans, love the t-shirt, love when he gets the chainsaw really close to my head."
Yeah, that guy who does Trump sounds so much like him.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I want to point this out to you. I am guilty of this too at times, and then sometimes it clicks into me. Wait a second, double check that. Zelensky did not buy a $20 million home in Florida. That is the story going around, is that he bought some ocean view property in Vero Beach while he was here, and now there's like a collusion between him and Trump, and they're sharing the money, and he took some of that money and bought this. It is not true. It has been debunked. The house that they are claiming Zelensky bought is actually still for sale, and it did not cost $20 million. It cost $10 million, and it had nothing to do with Zelensky. So if you're posting that on the internet and you're saying that Zelensky and Biden colluded and they took some of that relief money and he bought a $20 million Florida mansion, you're passing along bad information, and you should feel like a jackass. I'm telling you that right now.
We do have the audio.
You got to hear this
Trump
audio. If you didn't hear it, because I watched the video. I mean, I watched the still pictures on the news. I don't know, for one reason or another, they weren't showing the video. And then I went and found the video, and it's even more abrasive than I imagined it would be.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
What is disrespectful to the country? What is he doing that's so disrespectful to the country?
Wasting our money, wasting our firearms and stuff.
He's not wasting our money. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars in relief, but most of that relief has come comes in form of weapons that we don't use anymore, that have been discontinued here, our ammo that we're not using. We've donated that stuff to them to help them fight the war, and they had some success with it. Well, what is Zelensky doing that's so disrespectful? I'm asking as a curious, and I'm not trying to if you want to get on the phone lines and tell me, I'm happy to hear it. 800-771-1025. I'm genuinely asking. To me, it appears like this guy is trying his best to stop Russia from taking over his country and killing his people. Imagine you're in the Ukraine, which I couldn't find on a map last year. You're in the Ukraine, you're getting up to go to the work, and your building is blown up that day. What did the people in Ukraine do?
You know when it changed, when it flipped, is when Zelensky
I know what you're going to say.
Well, when he asked JD Vance, have you ever been to Ukraine? He goes, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
That embarrassed
JD Vance.
That embarrassed JD Vance because he had no talking point to come back, so he had to. That's when he blew it a whole.
Do you know when JD Vance really showed his cards? Is when he explained why he's mad at Zelensky and why he doesn't like Zelensky.
Right.
Because Zelensky was out there stumping for Joe Biden at the time during the election. He went and made a stop for him, and that made them mad. And that's what they're mad at.
They just don't like Zelensky.
They don't like, and that's why.
Has nothing to do with money. Has nothing to do.
But they don't like him because he stumped for Biden.
Yeah.
And Biden at the time was giving his country that was under attack hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars so that they could survive.
And he's the sitting president at the time as well.
Right. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I was watching it live as it happened, and you're seeing edited versions of it. J.D. Vance was saying that through diplomacy, we were going to get something done, like the previous president didn't want to talk to Putin, so you can't use diplomacy. He said that J.D. Vance mentioned diplomacy, and then that's where Zelensky cut in and said, first of all, he said, J.D., what kind of diplomacy? And then that's when it went off the rails.
Yeah, because
if you were standing outside my house, if you were standing outside my house while it happened, you would have thought I was watching a sporting event and my team was winning. Because I started out with, and then I was like, oh no, it's going off the rails.
Yeah,
then it went.
It was historic. You've never seen anything like that before. World leaders shouting at each other like that in the White House. But I still don't understand. The question is, what was so disrespectful?
The point he was trying to make that Putin does not respect diplomacy. He's broken the ceasefire in the past.
Yes.
So the point he was trying to make to J.D. Vance was that diplomacy does not work on this guy because he does not respect ceasefires. He's broken them in the past. So that's why he said, what diplomacy you're talking about? Putin is not going to respect this. He's not going to do this. That's that's the point he's trying to make.
So there's no trust in Putin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
At least that's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mike. Listen, I understand what everybody's saying, but there's one little ingredient that you got to know about, and I'm sure it's not any revelation. But Zelensky, literally minutes before going to the White House, met with Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut and a bunch of Democrats, and they conspired to sack the deal.
That is the
so
problem.
They went in and they subverted the message. Zelensky was going to sign the deal and all of that, and you can get into the back and forth on how that happened. But Zelensky was primed by our own politicians in our own country to make this deal not happening, and they picked killing and war over a ceasefire that then they would find long-term peace negotiations. And Zelensky is right about Putin, but Putin wouldn't break a deal with
Trump.
Donald Trump.
No,
it's
I agree with that.
Story.
I agree with that. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Why is it? That's a great. That makes way more sense, sir. Why is it when you bring that stuff up to Democrats, they never feel the embarrassment that they should feel? Like they always go, "Oh, well, that's the way
if Trump has so much power over Putin, then why doesn't he say end the war?
I don't think Trump has power over Putin. Well, I'll tell you what I think it is.
Well, but why did he say end the war and get the hell out of the country?
Because first of all, that's not our position to do. We have nothing to do with that. We have no power to either one of those countries to say you do this, you do this.
Well, plenty of countries are coming out against Putin saying end the war.
Right, but we have no. We said end the war too.
No superpowers. Yeah.
But we're the ones that now. Here's what you have to take into consideration. If we go to Putin and we say end this war by next Tuesday, or else you have hell to pay. What is hell to pay? Hell to pay means dead Americans. It means dead American soldiers. It means our kids going over there and fighting for a war that had nothing to do with us. Now, what we should be doing is coming together as a world, everybody together as a world superpowers, and saying you cannot just decide to invade somebody's country. But the problem is nobody does that. We do it, and a couple other countries go, okay, we're do. And then we're spending all the money, and all of our soldiers are dying.
Trump refuses to say that Putin is in the wrong.
Well, but because let me
his excuse is that he's like, I can't upset him because then he won't come to the table.
He's got to be a negotiator with him, and he's got to do things a certain way. I've negotiated with bad people before, and sometimes you have to do bad things to get bad people to agree with you.
Right.
He's
saying Zelensky and the Ukrainians are the ones that are in the wrong, and he won't say that Putin is in the wrong.
Well, I mean, look, if you're trying to win Putin over right now, that may be the best thing to do.
If you got to bow and kiss his ass, then I guess that's what you got to do.
Listen,
but that's what they're
if
saying.
It's the old rope-a-dope switcheroony.
But that's what they're saying Zelensky has to do. That Zelensky has to say, I want peace, regardless of anything else.
Right.
I want pizza. I want people to stop dying.
You just said I want pizza.
Pizza.
I would love pizza.
But he needs to say that and then do whatever he has to do to get peace, whatever. And I get it that sucks, but you have what's the worst situation? All of your people dying and this war going on for another 6 years or something? Or you take a big bite out of his ass, but then the people are okay and they live?
I think the worst part of the situation is that what we're really are thinking about in the back of our heads is that we don't get that involved in this anymore, and we let Putin go in there and take over as much of Ukraine as he feels necessary. And then he's like, let's see what's over here in Poland and how much we can get over there. And growing, which he has made very clear is his intention.
Yeah.
So the problem is that as a world, we should all be stepping in together and saying, we cannot let one country do this to another country. And as the rest of the world, we should all step in and do something about it. But as usual, it just falls on us. And we have a president right now who is actually saying to us, hey, look, this is not going to be our responsibility again. This is not going to cause our recession. This is not going to cause American children or young men to die. This is not our problem. Now, if we are going to fight in this war and we're going to do something, then we're going to get something out of it, and we're going to make this a deal, and we're going over there, and we're going to get the mineral rights or whatever it is that everybody's over after in the Ukraine. Which I love how everybody's standing with Ukraine. I would have loved to go up to half of you who've got Stand With Ukraine on their Facebook page, which I'm not saying don't support it, but I would love to ask you 2 years ago to find Ukraine on a map.
But isn't that what the United States is supposed to do? Is to stand with democratic nations?
No. We've
aligned
with certain nations, and we've come to an agreement.
Ones that are democratic nations.
But guess what? Ukraine is not in that nation.
What do you mean?
Ukraine is not in NATO. Ukraine is not.
They're not a democracy.
Yeah, they are. But we are not the world police.
We've always stood with countries that are democratic.
And
countries.
what has happened? What has been the result?
And we stand against countries that are dictators.
And what has been the result? What happened when we were wanting to go and fight Iraq and France wouldn't let us fly over? We don't get the same support from other countries that we give all the time, and it's about time that somebody steps up and says, we have done too much of this.
Right.
We are the ones who do it, and we're the ones who suffer for it. And our American people are the one that it trickles down to, that govern that bear the burden of the cost.
I just think long term, when you start abandoning allies,
I don't think we should abandon them at all.
That's what we're doing.
I think we should go into this as an alliance. Not as necessarily America has to do everything every time.
Right.
Because really, think about it. Who's ever stepped up for the United States?
Right. Well, we're always superpower.
But we're always. That's the big thing. Is we're always supposed to take care of everything, and then we're always the asshole in the world. No matter what happens, it's like, well, America, boo, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're helping everyone. Nobody helping us, and then we're still the jackass.
We're helping the like-minded countries that are democracies that are
not. We're all in it for ourselves. We're going to help the ones that are going to benefit us. Yeah. That's the truth.
And we're going to help a country that we can put our own people in. You know what I mean?
You know what people aren't realizing is the big picture. The big picture isn't Ukraine and Putin. The big picture is Putin and China. And the big picture is not getting Putin to be mad at us and go over to China and going, now it's me and you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where the problem is. That causes World War III.
Right.
That's when you're in the middle of World War III. And that isn't going to be good for anybody.
Maybe this will help some stuff. President Donald Trump on Saturday signed an executive order making English the official language of the U.S.
Hello.
The order, not that kind of English. The order revokes an executive order issued by former President Bill Clinton in 2000, improving access services for persons with limited English proficiency that required federal agencies and recipients of federal funding to provide language assistance to non-English speakers. However, Trump's order notes it does not require or direct any change in services provided by any agency.
Just saying it.
Yeah, it will be up to agency heads to decide if any changes should be made.
Let me ask, how do you feel about that? Like I lived in Miami, and Miami English is a second language in most areas. I didn't mind it. I felt like when I lived in Miami, I was in a little bit of what America is like in certain countries. Like there's different cultures in different parts of the world. You got a high Asian area in San Francisco. You've got a high Hispanic in Miami. You've got certainly Hispanic elsewhere, but you've got Dutch in certain places, and you've got. I don't think that's such a bad thing.
I think that if I moved to another country, I would learn their language. And I wouldn't think the onus is on them to be able to understand me speaking English.
But the problem is that we didn't really have a language here. We adopted language. We came over here speaking English because we came here from England, but wasn't our language. We don't have a language here.
Yeah, but people speak English here. The majority of people speak English here. What I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm totally fine. If you can speak another language, you're already better than me. I can only speak one language.
See?
You know what I mean? Good job. But if you want to communicate, there's a lot of people that move to the U.S. that have no inclination to learn English at all.
Yeah.
They're actually stubborn about it.
Well, if you live
I'm
in
not
Miami,
learning.
there's really not a need. There's really not a need to learn English. And those people have billboards in Spanish. They have stores in Spanish. They have signs. They have lawyers who speak predominantly Spanish. It's really no need in certain areas. Yesterday, I was thinking about this yesterday. I don't speak. I speak un poquito español. But that is from 4 years of high school and then a little bit of living in Miami. I picked up some Spanish. God, I wish I could speak more. And I think that like families that have that in their family should definitely learn. Yesterday, I was at volleyball with my daughter, and one of the fathers of one of the kids was speaking 2 languages, Spanish to the adults and then English to the other adults that didn't speak Spanish, obviously, and then both to the kids. And I thought, that's the way to do it. Teach those kids while they're babies. Because they learn it before they know they're 5, and they speak 2 languages, and they don't even realize that they do that.
I told you I was dating a Puerto Rican girl, and one of her cousins was married to a white dude, whatever, and he would not let them speak Spanish to the kids.
So dumb.
So dumb. Such a disadvantage.
If I married any girl that spoke a different language, I would love the opportunity for my kid to grow up knowing 2 languages effortlessly. That's so dumb. That it's so ignorant to not do that.
Amon St. Brown speaks German. His mother's German, and for the Lions, the wide receiver, whatever, speaks fluent German.
Kobe speak Italian?
Kobe spoke like I think 4 different languages. Yeah,
That's-
because his dad played overseas and stuff, and he played, and
Nothing's better than somebody who could just pop into another country and speak their language to them.
Well, we know the language of booing, and some
Boo.
Americans are fed up with being booed by those damn Canadians. That includes WWE commentator Pat McAfee, who went off on our neighbors to the north during a live broadcast. Here's some audio of them setting the stuff up, and then Pat McAfee jumps in with what he thinks of Canada. Here we go. Take a listen.
Tonight, I'm Michael Cole, of course, Pat McAfee, my partner on Monday Night Raw, and from Friday Night SmackDown, none other than Wade Barrett. Wade, what a night that could change your career forever.
Yeah, undoubtedly. A ton of pressure on all the competitors tonight. Everyone wants to get themselves to WrestleMania, but you got to stay healthy and win tonight.
These are the most stacked elimination chambers that the WWE has ever had. Kind of sucks that it's in the terrible country of Canada that booed our national anthem to start this entire thing, but it's going to be a historic night for the WWE on the road to WrestleMania.
Let's get underway with the great Alicia Taylor.
I love him.
There you go. You can stop there.
McAfee's great.
So good.
He's great at the WWE. He's great at what he does.
He's really great at everything.
Yeah, he's just a fun guy.
He's great on College Game Day. He's great on his own show.
Did you know that people are just sending spacecrafts to the moon?
To the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, other countries.
I saw this and I was shocked.
A commercial spacecraft carrying NASA experiments successfully touched down on the moon's surface early Sunday morning.
I thought we could not get past the Van Allen radiation belt.
I don't know, but apparently we're just landing stuff on the moon, ushering in a new phase of private space exploration. American firm Firefly Aerospace, so it's not even another country, it's us, American firm Firefly Aerospace, which live streamed the descent of its Blue Ghost lunar lander, said its craft arrived on the moon's surface at 3:34 a.m.
So unmanned. So maybe that's it. We can't send a manned craft through the radiation belt. Okay. Yeah, what are we doing what are they doing up there?
I don't know.
Just
Private.
leaving some stuff up there?
Yeah.
Taking
Just
pictures
checking
and
it out.
stuff.
Getting some moon rocks.
Interesting.
Maybe doing moonwalk. I don't know.
I don't know. it seems to me the moon is the closest for us. Like we would be doing a lot more. But then again, it has no resources. So really, what can we do? Or have we been doing stuff this whole time? We just don't know.
I don't know why we don't have a moon base up there.
Maybe we do, though.
Yeah, maybe we do.
And we just don't know.
Yeah.
If we've ever even walked on the moon, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be mad if next week the president gets on TV and he says, listen, one of the things that I wanted to tell you people about in my first term, but they wouldn't let me, but I'm going to tell you about now, is the secret moon base we've been building since 1967. It is fully functional and it is ready to go, and we are now going to be launching rockets and satellites and all that stuff into deeper space from the moon. Would you be mad at the government for holding that secret?
No, I assume that there's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
I'm mad at
the dark side of the moon. That's where all the crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
That's what Pink Floyd said.
Yeah.
But that's where they say the dark side of the moon, where you can't see, is where everything's supposed to be.
Right.
That's because we can't see it.
It does seem like it makes sense to launch stuff from the moon.
From the moon.
Yeah.
No longer have to launch it from Earth. We manufacture it and launch it from the moon. We've been bringing stuff up there privately and publicly since 1960s. We've been dropping stuff off up there. But then again, at that point, they got to admit that they got people living up there.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty weird.
I think people should be living up there.
But
there's
no resources up there. There's no water up there.
They just sit in the space station, for months and months and months.
But also, you build stuff that makes all that stuff.
Yeah.
That has artificial sunlight, it has water, it has everything, Are
those two astronauts still stuck in this space station?
I think they are. Imagine if they're on the moon. At least they could be, walking around and stuff. Yeah.
Well, while all that's going on, you got astronauts stuck up there. You still have cancer, everything else. But scientists in the UK have created a new variety of banana that stays fresh for 12 hours.
That's healthy, right?
After being peeled.
Oh.
12 hours after being peeled, you can eat this banana. I'm sure it's good for you. The bananas will launch later this month in several countries, including U.S. and Canada.
I think of Clark W. Griswold when he has the milk that's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I love bananas. I would eat 10 bananas every day if I could. Bananas are delicious. Too much sugar.
Bananas are delicious. I love apples.
Yeah. I'm a big fruit guy.
I went to the grocery store. By the way, I said, oh, okay, so we are like 48 days or 47 days away from the cruise. I said, let's put the hammer down a little bit. I went, I got grapes, I got apples, I got bananas, I got strawberries, I got blueberries, I got it all, man. I got all the fruits.
I went to dinner on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
This is the absolute truth. I went to dinner after we played on what was it, Saturday night?
Mm-hmm.
And I had the best steak that I can remember having in the last 10 years.
Frankie's.
It was fantastic at Frankie's Chop House.
Oh, nice.
Listen to me. Frankie's my friend, but Frankie has never paid me a dime. We paid full price for our steak. I would not get on the air and tell you today if I didn't agree. Even Pete never been there before.
Oh, it's
Pete was
really
blown away.
good. Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's
the best steak I've had. A ribeye, and it was the best steak I've had in a long time.
Nice.
It was really good. We had a great meal at Frankie's Italian Chop House.
I love a good ribeye.
Yeah, Carmen, I like to give you a ribeye.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
thick ribeye.
You get the mozzarella too, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You talked about the fruits and this and that and eating healthy. Well, this is interesting. The website eatthis.com put out a list of 100 unhealthiest foods on the planet. What do you think some of the most unhealthiest foods on the planet?
I mean, anything processed.
Well, certainly. And, you're looking at a lot of things that you go, yeah, of course that's unhealthy. But specifically, number 3, processed meats like bacon or hot dogs, those come into number 3. What's some other food that you go, yeah, of course, these are very
I heard Drew say last week on his show, he was reading a list that said if you ate a hot dog, it took like 34 seconds off of your life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they said that there's their list of food that adds seconds to your life.
Yeah.
And salmon was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
If adding seconds to your life comes from eating salmon, I shall live forever.
Right. Because think about how much salmon you've had compared to hot dogs.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I've had way more hot dogs than salmon.
I have not. I grew up not liking hot dogs as a child, so I never, and I love salmon.
Gio, I have some bad news for you.
Come on, man.
Coming in at number 5, fast food burgers.
Oh, yeah.
What
Burger
about
guy.
cold cuts?
Yeah.
Cold cuts, well, processed meats, like bacon and all that
I'm
type
not
of stuff.
surprised, though.
Some of the other ones that are on here, cake,
Yeah.
Okay.
ice cream, donuts.
What is this, the fun police?
Carmen,
Yeah.
number 7, unhealthiest foods. Microwave popcorn.
Oh, you went on a whole dissertation about it last week.
I've never said microwave popcorn.
She never said it. Never.
Never.
She actually
Never said.
You did. You said popcorn.
She said popcorn, but she has said before that if you get the actual kernels and pop it yourself.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
I have.
Carmen, you know what my wife's going through right now?
What?
I'm thinking about not making rice in the microwave anymore. And not doing this, not doing
what
because of the microplastics.
Oh, jeez!
I was like, come on.
You're in too deep already.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll crap a thermos at this point if I
Yeah.
have to.
Listen, go to my Instagram page. I show you how to make protein healthy rice, and you freeze it, and it's good. And then that way you don't have to use the microwave plastic bags.
What
and
is
stuff like that.
How are you putting protein in rice? What are you doing
So
there?
instead of water, I use bone broth.
Oh yeah.
So it adds
Whose
protein.
bones?
No one.
Oh, okay.
So I use beef bone broth, and then but like instead of water. So 1 whole carton of bone broth, and then you get 4 cups of rice. And you cook it in there.
Gotcha.
And it is delicious.
By the way, bone broth sounds like a good burn on somebody. Or bone broth over here.
That's a good band too.
Cookies are on this list. Fast food burgers, like I said. French fries, processed meat, white bread. Terrible for you.
White bread.
Bread's just terrible. Number one.
Why does bread have to be so terrible?
Yeah.
Bread is so delicious.
But that's what it is. Is anything that tastes good is usually bad for you.
I took the girls to Panera the other day. I said, "What do you guys want?" And they were like, "Bread." I'm like, well, who just eats bread? And they're like, we just want bread. I'm like, all right.
I will say though, like sourdough bread is supposed to be better for you. Like even though it has carbs and stuff like that, but the way it's made, it has only like 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
And then the whatever the yeast, the bacteria in it is really good for your gut health.
Yeah.
And Aldi has in everything sourdough bread.
How are they not sold you an endorsement yet?
That's what I'm saying. I love Aldi.
But also, if you think about a lot of the breads that you get from the store, and if you've had it in your cupboard for a while, and then you go look at it and it looks totally fine and everything, you look at the expiration and it's 3 weeks past the expiration date, but still looks totally fine.
Right.
You're like, oh, this can't be good. That's just like the banana that they're doing.
If you buy something and it doesn't start molding or growing mold after a week, it's probably not healthy.
Yeah. Because they're putting all kind of stuff in it so it can stay on the shelves and it can stay in there and
I
everything.
felt a little nauseous yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was at my daughter's volleyball game, and they had a little concession stand. I said, I'm going to get something with bubbles, And I went over there, and I said to the lady, I'll take a Diet Coke. And she goes, I don't know. The Diet Cokes are expired. And I go, ooh. How old of a soda do you have to be expired? And I go, when did it expire? She goes, February. I go, of 2025? And she goes, yeah. I go, that was 2 days ago. I'll take a Diet Coke.
Yeah, take a chance.
The way she said, I thought she was going to be like, it expired in 2022.
Right.
But when did they buy it for it to have to be expired?
That's true.
I've never seen an expiration date on a pop.
I've never looked at an expiration date on a soda.
Can I tell you who is amazing about that is Budweiser. Budweiser will not let the stuff sit in the stores or anything. They'll go take stuff back if they have to. I mean, obviously it sells.
Nobody wants a skunky beer.
Sells so well, but that's why you see Budweiser with all the newest labels, like the newest thing, whatever's happening. They have Super Bowl, they have this, that, and everything. And you're like, God, these guys are on top of it because they'll grab the beer out of there. They're not letting you drink any.
Nobody wants skunky beer.
Yeah. My wife's grandmother was notorious for having things at her house that was way expired.
Yeah.
And like you'd go there and she's like, oh, you want something to drink? I've got Coke and Diet Coke. And the one time she gave me a Diet Coke out of a 2-liter bottle and I opened it and dumped it out and it came out in chunks. And I go, how old is this? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I've had it for a while.
Since I was a child, I've had it.
It was like 5 years old.
I forget what the commercial is for, but whenever they were talking to the guy and he goes, we have an ant problem, and it's all their ants are there, whatever, and the lady's in the refrigerator and she's going, expired. Expired.
She was like notorious for that. Like, so she's like, oh, check the date. I don't know how long I've had it.
Potato chips, by the way, are number 1 on this list. Potato chips are on there. Some of the other stuff that you may not realize, you may go, oh, this is fine. Those bottled or fast food smoothies. Terrible for you.
Oh, really?
Granola with added sugar, which
Love
is
granola.
most granola. Yeah, but it's most of it's, the Nature
Sugar.
Valley or any of that stuff's all added sugar. Ketchup, which is mostly sugar. Barbecue sauce, mostly sugar. Sweet Baby Ray. Sweet Baby Ray is sugar-free, and it's good.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Frozen dinners and, of course, coffee creamer. Everyone's like, I love coffee. No, you love creamer. That's what it is.
I love coffee.
Delicious. Coffee creamer is so good.
Where's the list of stuff we can't eat? You just took away everything.
Go eat grass out back like my tortoise.
If you go to the grocery store and you hit the outsides of it, that's the best
I've
stuff
never
for
been
you.
there.
Yeah.
But
not
also-
down the aisles with all the processed stuff.
So for coffee creamer, I will say this. Chobani makes a really good coffee creamer with very little ingredients.
That's what
and
Manny
they
uses.
Yeah, and they use cane sugar. Johnny B put me on
to
Walmart's brand, which is the exact same thing.
Oh,
the
but way
exact
cheaper.
same ingredients, but way cheaper.
Walmart's got
I
a
can't
lot of
drink any
knockoffs.
peasant creamer.
Yeah.
I need my creamer to come at a high cost.
Walmart has a good, their game is good for knockoffs, like with stuff like that.
Oh, great
And-
value. Great
Yeah.
value. Yeah. There's so many things on there that are exactly the same.
It just looks gross.
Eh,
It looks gross.
There's an Instagram account, and she literally does the Walmart version and the actual version, and that's her entire account. And
Right.
Like 9 times out of
It's the
10,
same thing.
It's exactly the same. Sometimes she says it's even better.
Yeah.
It tastes even better.
and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I will say Walmart.
Bougie.
Oh, he
I
is.
can't use creamer of the poorest.
He is.
Out in Gen Pop.
Galvin,
Yeah.
the Walmart by us has a solid sauce game.
I can't go in there.
It really is bad. It's
Yeah.
terrible, but like if you go like today, if you went at like noon when everyone's like working and there's not a lot of people in there, you can go in and out. But their sauce game
I feel like
is
a lot
on
of those
fire.
people don't work, Carmen.
Yeah.
Walmart does excel in condiments.
Yes.
Interesting.
You wear glasses. Do you wear glasses?
I do.
I mean, I know that you need them, but you rarely wear them. You wear contacts all the time?
No,
or-
I wear them all the time.
Oh, it's just not here?
Yeah, it's not here.
Joe wears glasses every day.
All the time.
Carmen, I know you have glasses as well. I don't
I
know.
have mostly just readers.
Expensive though? Like to get
$100.
$100 for readers or
Yeah.
for regular glasses?
Oh, these are very expensive.
I was going to say, like, if you have prescription stuff, pretty expensive.
These cost me, I believe, $600.
Oh,
I have $400 glasses, but they're the bifocals.
Yeah.
And they have the glare on it and all that stuff.
I don't
Like
wear my
even with our insurance, it's
Yeah.
still a lot.
Our insurance stinks when it comes out.
I would say I don't wear my glasses here because I like to blur your faces.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I like your face blur too.
But you go to Walmart and buy creamer.
Would you do a little something in exchange for some glasses? You know, maybe a little. Huh?
Yes.
No.
You know, do a
You
little-
would, Carmen? You want to go glass shopping today?
I mean, it depends on what doctor's in the office. But
A man in Pennsylvania is being charged with sexual assault after offering customers free glasses at 2 different optical shops in exchange for sex.
That's a great idea.
I have to tell you, I think there's some people that probably would take advantage of
Oh,
that.
I'm sure there are. Listen, I can't afford that. I have to get my 3 kids glasses, and I'm a single mom working. So, well, maybe we'll work something out.
Deal.
Yeah. What do you see? Click, click. I see DIC. Oh, okay. No.
How about now?
Look closer.
How about now?
Carmen,
what?
I have to stop and thank you again.
Me?
Yeah, and Galvin's going to thank you too.
Oh.
And so is Gio and most of our listening audience.
100%. I'm on board.
Had you not attacked that poor girl, Allie Ray,
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
we would never have her in our life.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm good.
She has been so fire lately. She's been so hot.
By the way, I thank you for that, Carmen, but I thought you were going a different route.
Oh,
which
I
would-
am.
I would
I am.
also thank.
So the discussion on Friday's show was, has Allie Ray, who to my knowledge only has an OnlyFans and does like maybe booby stuff or whatever. I don't really know because I've never gone into anything but her Instagram. And then Friday when we talked about it, somebody sent me a whole catalog of her doing XXX stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and no. Have you seen the other stuff?
No, yeah, that guy hit me up too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because I thought she did stuff like with her husband.
She does,
Yeah.
and it is one. I mean, here's the thing: a lot of girls could do sexual stuff on camera, and it'd just be like, yeah, all right, whatever. But she puts the effort into it, man. She is good, and if that's her husband, to me, that's an even greater plan because she's doing that stuff anyway. Now she's just getting paid for it, and she really, she did it all.
Yeah.
I can't say all the things that I want to say about what I saw, but it was top notch.
And apparently she was downtown St. Pete on Saturday when we were down there.
I was in downtown St. Pete, and Galvin texted me and said, "Look who's here!" And I go, "I know, I'm looking for her now."
The other thing I thought you were going to say is thank God Carmen went back to blonde.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh
for that.
yeah. Listen,
You were really bringing us down.
Oh,
yeah. I was just trying to get my hair healthy, but what's the point of having healthy hair
If you're gonna look
If
ugly.
if you're
look
ugly?
frumpy, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe said frumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Listen,
No, you didn't- what was the frumpledy dumple? When you're done with your sandwich, let us know.
Yeah.
Frumpadinka housewife.
Frumpadinka house.
Frumpadinka house.
All right. What do you mound
He's
out
got
over
his
there?
little nuts over
got
there.
nuts.
Oh, Jesus.
Joe puts nuts inside an expired medicine case, like a little medicine bottle. He puts a couple of Oh, what is that? Some spices?
No, it's a weed.
A weed
weed nuts?
but he fills it with nuts.
How about this? A Clearwater man recently claimed a $1 million prize from a scratch off.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, how nice is that? He bought it at a 7-Eleven. Florida Lottery announced that 43-year-old, so only 43-year-old Matthew White won the $1 million prize off the $1 million a year for life spectacular scratch off game. He chose to receive his winnings in a one-time lump sum payment of $640,000.
Gio.
Yes.
640,000. Life changing?
No.
You're out of your mind.
You're so ridiculous.
Listen
It's
to
not
me.
even funny.
I'm going to tell you this right now. It depends on whose life.
Yeah.
It depends on
Gio's
whose
life, $640,000. You get in your bank $640,000.
Right.
That doesn't change anything.
I mean, it's not like generational wealth.
Nobody's saying generational
okay,
wealth.
yeah,
I'm saying life changing.
I'll eat at some fancier restaurant, so I guess
Oh,
technically
yeah.
my life is changed.
You could pay your house off, pay your car off.
Right.
Like,
I mean, okay. I guess
that's
it
life
does.
changing.
Technically,
That's
it's not
life-changing.
changing my lifestyle.
It's
It's not changing.
My view is it would only help me pay some bills.
Right.
$640,000 to you would make you breathe so much easier.
Right.
With your kids, with your house, with everything, all the different the drink package. You know what? I'm gonna get the drink package now because I have $640,000.
My lifestyle's not changing.
It is.
Like I'll probably pay off some debt.
It's not.
No.
It's not.
It
his
is.
life. How would his lifestyle change
Less
with
stress.
$600,000?
Look at him. He's so
stress.
stressed. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
okay. Well, yes.
I mean,
The
you break it
peripheral-
down
peripheral
technically, yes,
lifestyle.
but like,
I'm talking about like he would not buy a new house. He would not quit
He
his
can
job.
pay off the one
No,
that
but
he has.
and he has less stress. The guy's at the hospital, at the doctor, like
I'm
going
gonna
to
tell you right now,
week.
and I think most financial advisors would tell you if you have $600,000 in the bank and you have a $400,000 house, they would probably tell you to not pay off that house.
Yeah.
That would probably not be the smart move.
How old are you?
45.
Okay, we're all saying that he's not going to live to 70. So for the next 20 years, that's an extra $32,000 a year for you that you have. That helps you out a lot.
Yeah, it helps me out.
tremendously.
How much
But-
a year?
$32,000 a year.
Nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Do you think you and Gio are the same?
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically it
I
would
feel
change
like-
my life, but
I
I'm
can't
not.
eat great value. You think you're the same as this guy?
No, but I'm talking about Gio's life. I'm talking about $32,000 broken
Yeah.
down over 52 weeks is nothing.
Yeah, listen.
It's $250 a week.
I can tell you. I can tell you.
Not even.
That I made an extra 15 grand working insurance. That was huge.
But
I
did you
was
get that separately and up front?
no, that was like my working, like what everything added up to over 2 months.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like all my
Right.
paychecks and stuff like that.
Well,
like,
I was just wondering if they hand you a check for $15,000, that's a nice little bump. But if you're making it over 2 months or whatever, it's not that great.
no, but it was a huge help. I was able to pay off all of my credit cards.
Right?
which
No. But Carmen, you're not. Nobody said it's not a help.
Yeah.
We said life changing.
Yeah,
it is life changing.
It
It's
was
not life changing. She still lives in the same apartment. She still drives the same car. She still does the same daily routine. It did not change her life in any way.
I was able to pay my bills off and put a lot of money into savings and even invest in money.
There you go.
Right.
I was able to buy like stocks and stuff.
And she's less stressed out, and
Right.
she probably got some stuff that she normally wouldn't
And
get.
she
It's
made
good to
improvements to her
get.
house.
It's not a bad thing.
I
We're
go-
not arguing good or bad.
I go back to my whole thing. It's not life changing. Then give me $640,000. Why? It's not going to change your life.
Losing $600,000 would be life changing.
It's exactly the same.
It's not the same. You're talking about factoring in something that doesn't exist. So if I don't have it, it doesn't change anything. If I lose it all of a sudden, that's a massive life change. Lose
And
a
if
half
you,
a million
if you
dollars.
gain it all of a sudden, that's a massive life change.
I'm
yes, if you're saying that losing it is a massive life change, gaining it is a massive
but
life change.
no, because you're not thinking about this logically. You're losing it from
no, I get what you're
from
saying.
Existing,
It's not, yes, but it still changes your life. It does.
Look, your life.
I would say temporarily.
It does change the trajectory of things, but it's not like when you talk about life-changing money, you're talking about $10 million.
Yeah.
$10 million changes your, or $5 million.
But also, if you have a any brain at all, and you get $640,000 lump sum, if you can't make that change your life,
well, that's true.
Then you're just the dumbest person on earth.
If you're willing to take that money and invest that money into something that could change your life in the future, and you're disciplined enough to where you're not like, ooh, let's go to Cancun, then yes, that can do something with it. I'm talking about just having it in your bank account. I used to look at all these like athletes who made $10 million and then they'd go bankrupt, and you go, how is that possible? How did you have $10 million now you're bankrupt? But when you break it down and you start taking out taxes and agents and managers and properties and greedy people in your life, and before you know it, you're like, yeah, I get it now. He had $3 million and he blew it.
The initial cost of a Subway franchise can range between $140,000 to $342,000. So if you bought one Subway and had it run,
no way in the world that you would open up a Subway in Florida for $100,000.
I'm telling you right now that it's between $140,000 and $342,000.
I can't.
And you have double.
You're talking about
that's probably just the franchise license,
just to get the franchise license. Then have the operation cost. There's no way you're doing it for less than $1 million.
Usually, got to build the infrastructure.
Okay. But what I'm saying is you could at least invest in that, and then you have that. It's making you money.
If you're willing to be disciplined and take that money and put it into something, sure. But I think that most people are looking to have that money to be like, I'm rich now, and that's the problem. Well, that's where you say it's never going to work.
I can't defend stupid people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But $640,000 to anyone that has an IQ over 100.
Don't call Carmen stupid.
I would say I wouldn't consider myself rich, though, if I had that. I would be like, I'm rich now.
No, you're not.
You're rich.
Well, to me, life change would be like, I'm rich now.
That's what I think. That's how I look at it.
Different definitions of life.
I understand what you're saying, but to me, life changing is like my entire lifestyle is now. I live at a different level.
Yeah. You ask me, you bring up people to me, and is this guy rich? I'll tell you if that guy is rich or if he just has a little money. There's a big difference between having a little money and being rich.
I'm not saying $640,000 is making you rich. I'm saying it's going to change your life.
But I think that's what we consider when you're thinking life-changing is somebody who's rich.
That's the way
that's
I look
a different
at it.
thing. Yeah. How about this? A guy in Michigan bought his dad a lottery ticket for his birthday. His dad got $1.1 million off of that lottery ticket. If
life-changing.
Joey gets you a lottery ticket and you go, oh my God, we won $1.1 million. What do you do from there? Are you giving Joey how much money? Any money? What are you doing?
I would probably set both the kids up with
let's just say you get $650,000 cash.
I'd put $100,000, $150,000 each in a bank account for the kids because they're young enough to let that just mature over time.
Nothing extra for Joey because he bought you the ticket?
Yeah, but Joey already is in the hole to me about $200,000. So, I mean, we'd probably just call that even.
I'd take everybody on a really nice vacation.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll just put that money back into the family.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, my son gets me a lottery ticket and wins for $1.1 million. I feel like I almost have to give him half. You know what I mean? Like,
when you turned 18, did your family give you any money? And maybe this is something you don't want to talk about. I don't know who.
When I turned 18, no. When I bought my house, my dad did it for all of us. My parents said that they will match whatever we come up with for a down payment.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. All right. It helped out a lot.
But you didn't come up with $100,000 for down payment?
No.
Yeah. I have put things into place for my children to where when they turn 18, they will be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that's going to be like. And also, I mean, Joey's 18 now, but I just wonder, I don't know. I mean, like, if that happened to me, would I have been a lot lazier? Because I got all this money in the bank.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely want them to have the work ethic and be able to do stuff, whatever, and not just wait until you kick so they can get the money.
Right.
You know.
I give my son a hard time because he didn't go to college, but I always say that he's stupid and stuff, but he's not. I mean, the truth is that his work ethic, as far as I can tell, is pretty good. He does his job, which is working for three brothers, but then he also does his
entrepreneur.
His t-shirts, and he's really dedicated to that stuff. So I'm actually pretty proud of the way he's been doing things. Yeah.
So some of our theories have been shot down. Some continue. An examination of Gene Hackman's pacemaker shows that he likely died on February 17th.
Oh, wow.
9 days before the bodies of him and his wife were discovered.
Ooh. I'm going my theory.
Tests have determined, Gio, you're out. They did not die of carbon monoxide.
I know. I saw
that was my initial one, and then I changed it.
I like to reiterate my theory.
Okay.
She died first. He was too feeble to do anything about it. and died, and that's why the one dog that was in the cage died because it was neglected.
I say he died first. She was so upset. Pills, pills, pills.
Oh, she thinks she killed it.
Yeah.
Herself.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think
but
so.
Just a toxicology report takes a while to come back. They
Right.
got the carbon monoxide stuff, but toxicology.
Yeah, but would she just leave him there on the floor? Because they said it looked like he fell.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was dead, though. She checked, and she was like, taking a bunch of pills. You know?
What if she was like choking on something? He was rushing to get to her. He fell.
Oh, you can't come up with new theories. You're already out.
I'm out.
You're out. You're out.
Oh, this is not fair.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Hey, just wanted to let y'all know that, Calvin, what you were saying about Budweiser earlier is incorrect. They will take short date stuff. They will repackage that crap and put it into a store that moves.
100% untrue, sir. They will take the skunky beer out and they will not repackage it. They will burn that stuff and let it go.
By the way, that was Derek Heineken that just called.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Morning. I just wanted to talk about the life-changing money thing.
Yeah.
I recently won a lawsuit and won just under $500,000.
Nice.
Life-changing.
Yep.
I was able to pay off the house.
Sure.
I was able to buy a new car for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Question for
I
you.
don't
How
have
old,
to-
how old of a guy are you?
54.
Okay, and I don't know you and nobody knows who you are, so don't you how much do you make a year before that?
30 grand.
Right. That's why that's life-changing money for you. You're making 30 grand a year. It would take you how many years to make $500,000? That is life-changing money.
Yeah.
I agree with this guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Gio
All
makes
right.
way more than 30 grand a year. I would, no offense to you, sir. I'm just saying Galvin was giving me the eyes. But okay, so you paid off your house, you bought a car, and now you're set. You've probably been in that house for some time, right?
Right.
So you paid off what was left of that house. Now you can retire in it, and you bought a new car. But how much money do you have left?
I still have 6 figures in the bank.
Oh, that's pretty good. So now you got a little nest egg, and you got your house paid off. You're in good shape, sir. Life-saving money. I agree with you. Life-changing money.
Thank you, guys. Great show.
Thank you, brother.
I think we're arguing two different things.
I think so too. Like in that case, that guy is 6 years away from retirement. He's going into retirement, or whatever, 65. He's going into his retired years with his house paid off and a brand new car. He's got 6 figures in the bank. He did not have that before. He had a car bill, a house bill, and he was probably in debt.
Like when I think life-changing money, I'm like flying private jets from now on in my life.
That changes your life.
Yeah,
that's completely different.
I'm talking about my entire lifestyle has now been elevated. Whereas like the 600,000, I've paid off some bills. I'm a little stress-free. I don't have to work as much.
Changes your life.
Which is changing your life.
But I said
Right.
we're arguing two different things.
Yeah, you guys are saying becoming the Prince of Siam compared to, I don't have to worry about, giving the eye doctor this because I want to get some glasses. You know what I mean?
I might still do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to change
Glasses are
that.
I
expensive.
think that I don't know. I think that no matter how much money I have, I'm still not buying great value anything.
Wow.
That's because
You're
you're
just too bougie.
No, maybe
So Gene Hackman, we've already talked about dead. We're trying to figure out how he died, all that stuff. But there were some other deaths that happened. David Johansen, a.k.a. Buster Poindexter, died. He was 75 years old. Gio's got some points.
Oh, you had Johansson?
Yeah.
He had Johansen.
Why? Was he sick?
Yeah, it was in the news. I beat Galvin to him by just
You mean you picked him up?
Yeah.
No.
No. He
Drafted
it
him.
was original pick.
Oh, wow.
And he went before me, and I had him. That's who I was going to pick, and he got him. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
knew Galvin would give
congratulations to Gio. I believe, and I haven't talked with Randy Allen about this, but I believe you have original points, 25, and he was 75, so that's another 25. Not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No.
Unbelievably, New York Dolls are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's ridiculous.
So it looks like you get 50 points for David
right.
Johansen, a.k.a.
Should've
Buster
called-
Poindexter.
should've
That's a
called
good
my shot.
start.
I knew
That's
he
a good
was,
start.
not doing well.
Yeah. I mean, Tony's crushing it, but
the
you know.
angel of death this year has been Tony, but Gio already making a strong. Who had Hackman? Tony? Tony Hackman.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
Tony had everybody that's died in the last month, whatever. He had Roberta Flack. He had Black Bart. He had Gene Hackman. He has 261 points currently. 261 points, and it's only the beginning of March.
I don't know how we let Black Bart in there.
I know how. Because you guys took Black Bart away from me.
Not life-changing.
I voted no, I think.
Yeah, I voted no.
I voted
no.
Didn't make any sense at
Well,
all.
that doesn't make sense.
Well, Joe said yes.
Good job, Joe.
Thank you, Mike.
I think did we take that to Dom or no? Because it was
No.
you, Joe, and Tony saying yes. It was me, Carmen, and Gio saying no.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
But
I don't recall.
Ian must have said yes.
Oh, Ian, that's
yeah.
right. Ian's playing too.
Ian.
Yeah.
Because he got first to go points for that one.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Morning, Mike. I just want to reiterate a couple of things with the life-changing money.
Yeah.
I didn't win the lotto, but my parents died about 10 years apart. But my mother, she died in 23, and me and my three other siblings, we were left a significant amount, close to what the lottery winnings was, maybe a little bit less than that, bit less than that. And I make nearly six figures a year, and I sold my house. I bought a brand new house and paid off, obviously I had some bills, paid off the cars, didn't buy anything, like a $100,000 sports car. I just paid off my car, my wife's car, and significantly, I think, Gio, what you're talking about life-changing, you're not understanding the life-changing. Life-changing is basically, large enough to significantly alter someone's, current situation, like pay off bills, buy a house. You're talking about millions of dollars and, flying jets and going to the Super Bowl every year. That's a totally different
that's what
situation.
somebody thinks about when they think about winning millions of dollars from the lottery. You think, I'm going to be on a private jet from now on, and you're not.
Right, but 600 and something thousand or $500,000.
Listen, $50 is going to change your life. Yeah, $50 is going to add to your life.
If I find a $100 bill in the parking lot, that changes my life.
Right, but what we're saying
no.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change your life. Like $100,
the money that you were going to spend on lunch, you don't have to pay anymore because you found it. So when you break it down to the bare minimum, it does affect your life in one way or another.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, when you win a scratch-off ticket and somebody tells you, congratulations, you won $1.1 million, you automatically think, I'm rich. You're not.
Yes.
You're not rich.
No, but it is life-changing.
Here, can I just give you this? Life-changing.
Maybe not.
Good.
Good.
Sorry, good. No. Like Gal. I'm totally in agreement with Galvin and with Carmen. Maybe not you, Mike, as far as life changing, because you're already making a lot of money, and you probably are. You don't have any bills. I mean, you probably have a mortgage, but I'm saying, like, you don't have to worry about the next paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like, would it change your life? Yeah, it would, but you wouldn't move. You wouldn't buy another house. You'd have more money in the bank.
I didn't become rich because of it, so I appreciate it.
I'm
Thank
looking
you,
more
sir.
of a lifestyle change.
Yeah, you have to understand the majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do
the
understand.
majority of
Paycheck
people
to
are and
paycheck.
stuff. Yeah, so $650,000 would be life-changing to you. Life-changing money refers to a sum of money that is large enough to significantly alter someone's current lifestyle and financial situation, potentially allowing them to achieve major goals like buying a home, retiring early, starting a business, paying off large debt, depending on their individual circumstances. Those are all things that are life-changing.
Did you hear
can do that with $650,000.
When that guy said, you probably have no debt? Did you hear my wife laugh?
Yeah. Everybody has debt.
If I can buy a pool, then and have a pool, then it's life changing.
Well, $650,000 you can put a pool in.
I want Pete's fire cauldron pool.
Have $5,000 left over.
By the way, that hot chick who wanted to meet Pete after the show the other day, the one with the hat. Do we know her name? We didn't get her name.
No, she was too busy talking to Pete.
Tall, skinny, hot chick with a hat who wanted to meet Pete after the show. May I tell you about his pool? His pool is beautiful.
Yeah.
You would love his pool.
That's what made me know that Pete was successful.
Yeah, we'll find her. We'll find her, Carmen. We'll find her.
So Buster Poindexter died. Gio gets points for that. Singer Angie Stone, a member of the all-female hip-hop trio The Sequence. Do you know The Sequence?
Nope.
Wish I Didn't Miss You.
Nope.
That was their big song. She was killed early Saturday in a car crash.
Deserved it.
She was 63 years old. And
63.
63, yeah. And Joey Mullen, the Badfinger guitarist who later took over lead singer duties as he led the group in the later decades, died when he was 77.
Yeah.
Last existing member original of Badfinger.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so not good for that. A guy who might be dying soon, and somebody we want to put him on their deathbed pick. Billy Joel fell off the stage during a show.
He didn't fall off the stage. He fell down.
Fell on stage.
Yeah.
Sorry, so fell on stage during a show a week ago in Connecticut, but got back up and finished the show. No word how badly he was hurt. Billy's 75 and seems like he's not doing
Billy
great.
likes to get out from behind the piano every once in a while, and he goes out there with the microphone and he spins it around. And he does, and he lost his balance and he fell. I watched the video and he got right back up and he laughed at it. I'm saying this because I was supposed to go see him in February, and they moved that concert to November, and that bitch better live till November.
And wasn't it because he was getting a surgery done or something?
Yeah, he had a medical procedure, he said. I just thought of something. What month are we in?
March.
We got Pearl Jam coming up at the Hard Rock. I forgot about that. Sorry, go ahead.
Down in South Florida?
And, the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Billy Joel, recovering alcoholic, or is he still boozing?
I think still boozing.
Boozing.
I don't know. I don't know, Billy.
So died, fell on stage. This guy, I hope, gets a rocket right to his face on stage. Neil Young will play a free concert in Ukraine.
I really like Neil Young's music. But Neil Young is just a weird old man.
Yeah, he's me get off my lawn.
Yeah. Get my music off.
Oh,
Spotify.
by the way, are you on Spotify again, Neil? Yeah. Really? Interesting. Life-changing. And Everybody Loves Raymond reunion show, like the one that they did with the Friends cast.
Can't. Parents are dead.
Might have it next year. That's what I thought immediately. Like a third of the show is dead.
They were the funniest parts of that show with the parents.
I mean, you have Patricia Heaton, you have Ray Romano, and you have Brad...
I don't think Ray Romano or Patricia Heaton were the funny parts of that show. I mean, granted, you needed them
Ray
to make
was.
the show.
Ray
is funny. Jerry's funny too, but a show with just Jerry is not with George and Kramer and all that. You know.
Yeah. But his parents were very funny.
Yeah,
and good. And both are passed away now, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then finally, news: the Oscars happened last night.
Let's take a break and come back and talk about the Oscars because we're up against the clock,
Sure.
and I don't want to rush this.
I got all the different stuff that happened at the Oscars.
I only know one outcome, and that was the Best Actor because that's when I turned it off. Boring, Adrian Brody.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk the Oscars. I see we've got almost a full board of phone calls. I will get to your phone calls if you have the patience to hold on. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Now, Galvin, we had the Academy Awards last night, hosted by the great Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien was the host, and we have some of the different winners here. I can tell you, Best Picture.
Best Picture. Can you give me the
all the different ones?
The different ones, and I will tell you which one won. I saw the In Memoriam, and then I saw Dave Bautista. And then I saw the Adrian Brody, and then I was like, I'm out. It seemed like one of the most boring Oscars ever, and I normally love that stuff, and I didn't watch any of it. I will tell you that they gave tribute to the great Don Buchwald last night in the In Memoriam, yes.
Yeah, I saw Tony's thing. I didn't know whether they had not done that, whether they snubbed him or not, but they did. That's good. Yeah, because he dealt with a lot of those people.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I only saw Tony's thing, too. I don't know if they had it in the actual thing or not.
Yeah, I wonder
they
if
should have.
I thought Tony was pointing out, hey, you didn't put him in.
I thought he was saying, hey, look, because I don't know. Well, you know what? Today's the day. Bow your head and remember. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have the different ones. If you want me to go through for the Best Picture, you had The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown.
Okay.
Conclave.
Wait, I got to go. The Brutalist is with Adrian Brody. Complete Unknown is the Bob Dylan movie.
Yep.
Which I did see.
Conclave.
The Pope movie.
Yes. Dune Part 2.
I can't believe that was nominated for an Academy Award, but good for them.
Yeah.
I love Dune Part 1 was good.
Amelia Perez.
I don't know what that's about.
That is the one with the trans person in there.
Okay.
I'm Still Here.
I'm Still Here. I don't know what that one is either. Isn't that the Bob Dylan movie?
No, I'm Still Here. I think the woman's alone, and I don't know, to be honest with you.
All right.
I'm going to say this clearly. Nickel Boys.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Nickel Boys.
Yeah.
And The Substance.
Oh, that was with Demi Moore.
Yes.
Nickel Boys was with young black dudes, so you got to be very careful the way you say that.
And Wicked.
Oh, and Wicked was nominated for Best Picture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
There was like 10 movies total, which I thought that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Best Picture winner. Oh, I'm sorry. And I didn't say the winner.
Oh, who is the winner?
The winner is Honora.
Honora. What is that about?
That is about a sex worker. She is like in a strip club and stuff, and meets a Russian guy, marries him and stuff, and he's the son of an oligarch, and they dig up some dirt and do some stuff and try and stop the.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
The big thing was it was a completely independent movie.
Right.
It was made on a $6 million budget.
Oh, wow.
So they were like, we're independent film, completely no studio. We made this movie for $6 million, and thank you for recognizing it as a
I did notice Adrian Brody during his 19-minute speech did thank the director for making an independent film as well. So they must have been both.
That was a big deal, I guess.
Okay. Whereas opposed Dune is a big Hollywood production.
Because there was even like an animated one that whatever one the animated one was also an independent film.
Yeah,
like
so the robot one.
No,
the robot one. No,
I don't. Maybe
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, we shot this in New York City on $6 million, and
That's great.
So Honora was the big winner. The movie won Best Picture. Sean Baker won for writing, directing, and editing it. For Best Actress, you want me to go through the list of?
Can I just tell you, truly a sign that you can do anything you want to do.
Oh yeah.
That if you want, these people just decide to make it from scratch to go make a movie.
Right, going up against a huge.
And Dune probably had to cost $200 million to make.
Right. Yeah.
Wicked probably cost $200 million.
Best Actress. Do you want me to go through the list, or you
so
want me
did
to just
Demi
tell you?
Moore win? I know that she was up for it.
She did not win. She did not win, and that was the big thing about her possibly winning, an Oscar and stuff
for a horror movie.
Mikey Madison won Best Actress, denying Demi Moore her first Oscar.
I don't know who that is, Mikey Madison.
Young actress.
It's a woman, and she was from Honora.
Did the trans actress get nominated for Best Actress or Best Actor?
What is her name?
Oh, I didn't even know there was a trans actress until 5 minutes ago.
Is that Carla Sofia Gascon? Is that her?
Yeah.
Him? Them? Let me see. Yeah, that is. So nominated for Best Actress.
Even though she got a ding-ding. Well,
I
she
don't
may
know if
not
she
have
does.
a ding-ding anymore.
I don't know if she does. I don't know.
I had to explain, like, my son had never watched the Oscars. I was watching last night, and I had to explain. He's like, what are these movies? He goes, what the hell is this? He goes, I don't know any of this stuff. He knew Dune 2 and Wicked.
My son walked in and was like, whatever won something. And he goes, it was Amelia Perez. He goes, that was awful.
Yeah.
And I go, you watch it? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, most of the times movies that are up for an Oscar or win an Oscar aren't the best movies.
Yeah.
I go, they're usually more artsy fartsy.
But
is what I said.
When I was a kid, I worked in a movie theater, and we had commercial movies. We had Beverly Hills Cop 2 for 10 years. And then every once in a while, so we'd have to change the marquee. We'd have to go out and actually take the letters off and put the new letters on. And I'll never forget my boss, Tony, at the time, he said, you have to go up and you have to present it like this. Nominated for 7 Academy Awards, blah, 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 My Left Foot. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. And then I had to watch that movie for the next 3 months. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you never, sometimes you get one that's nominated. You're like, this, I never heard of this before.
Absolutely, there are ones like that.
Yeah.
But for
Most
the
of them
most
stink,
part,
yeah.
a lot of times. By the way, The Substance did win for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Adrian Brody won for Best Actor, like you talked about, for The Brutalist, and droned on for more than 5 minutes.
That's long Academy
so
Awards
long.
time.
Yeah.
It is long.
Like you said, he even told him stop playing the music, and he kept talking and stuff. Best Supporting Actor. Do you want me to go through the list?
Yeah, let me go through the list, and I will predict.
Actor in a supporting role. Yura.
No, you're not going to win.
For Honora. He was in Honora, though.
No.
Okay. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain.
Yes.
Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce for The Letter to Kevin... for The Brutalist. And Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice.
So I have to tell you, once I said it out loud, I think I read this, Kieran Culkin won.
Kieran Culkin did win.
And the reason why I read this is because I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but Kieran Culkin won for a movie about the Holocaust and said nothing about the Jews now, the hatred for Jews. Kanye West didn't do anything, just went up there and got his award and said thank you.
Actually had a good acceptance speech.
Oh, did
was
he?
funny and was talking about his wife. He had won like a Golden Globe or something, whatever he won. And she said, if you win, we can have another baby, because he wanted to have another baby, whatever. And then later on, he said he actually wanted to have 2. And she goes, listen, you win an Oscar, we can have 2.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I did not bring it up until this moment right now on stage. He goes, you said that, and so was there, and it was funny, you know.
Now imagine your brother, who is only a couple of years older than you, is Macaulay Culkin, arguably the biggest child actor of all time.
Right.
And you're now having to meet his standards. You're having to do, like, you want to be an actor. Anything you do besides Home Alone is a failure.
Right.
But now you're an Academy Award winner.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
He's so good, though, in everything.
He's great.
I mean, he really is good.
He's great.
He's even good as the whale or the dolphin or whatever in that Genius commercial. I was like, whose voice is that? Whose voice is that? I was like, oh, Karen Culkin, that's who it is. Best actress in a supporting role. I will give you the different ones. Monica Barbaro, A Complete Unknown. Ariana Grande, Wicked. Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini, Conclave. And Zoe Saldana, Emily Perez.
Zoe Saldana.
Winner. Zoe Saldana is the winner on that one.
She was very emotional.
Yeah.
So hot.
Those are like the big ones and stuff.
At one point, they had the award for cinematographer, and they brought out the people that were in the movies. And they brought out Zoe Saldana and Dave Bautista on stage together, and I was like, "Oh, this is a Guardian dream, is what this is."
Zamora.
Conan was not very political at all, but he brought up a major world conflict, saying, "quote We're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile."
that was good. I saw
which
that.
is very good. And did you see the opening or no?
No, I only saw that clip.
So Substance with Demi Moore is all about being young and Hollywood and all this stuff, and taking all this stuff to make her young and everything, and they do surgery and they open it up, and she takes something and falls on the floor, and then they cut her back open with a scalpel, and Conan comes out from inside of her in the tuxedo and everything.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I saw the Adam Sandler thing where he was wearing his
that was pretty
sweatshirt
dumb.
and shorts. Yeah. But he did give another Chalamet.
Yeah.
This is funny.
There was a lot of talk to Chalamet because Chalamet is young and successful and
1-0.
Wearing a yellow suit, by the way. Conan O'Brien said, I like your outfit. That looks very nice. He goes, you definitely will not be hit on your bike on your ride home.
I watched that movie. I thought it was good. I don't know that it was Oscar worthy.
A Complete Unknown?
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It brought me into, I was unaware of the relationship between Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan. I was unaware of the extent of the relationship between Joan Baez and Bob Dylan. And then I was completely unaware of the turning of the audience when he went to electric guitar.
Oh yeah,
and I knew a little bit of it, but I didn't really know that how bad it was. And it was an interesting movie, and I think Timothée Chalamet did a good job at portraying Bob Dylan, because the only Bob Dylan we ever really see is that Bob Dylan who can never complete a sentence, is always like, hey, and he did a good job at doing a whole movie like that.
It's weird. It seems like musical biopics are an easy road to an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Ray.
I don't know. Ray and just tell them we're running a few minutes late. Ray and Bohemian Rhapsody were exceptional performances.
Oh, they're great. But it's usually it's a good vehicle to get the Oscar nomination.
Yeah. I watched a thing with Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx is great. Like, he's great at everything. He's funny, he can sing, he can act, he can do all the different stuff. But Ray was a independent movie. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That they initially made. It was just a money guy that was like, okay, I'll invest and I'll do it. And the guy came down to meet with them while they were filming and stuff, and said that he didn't like the drug stuff in there. And they said, we're going to make it a redemption movie, but that's part of his thing. And, obviously he kicked it and did great and stuff. So I think
that was one of the best performances. Jamie Foxx was such a good actor in that movie.
So when he was coming down, they rented out the Sanger Theater and recreated, whatever year it was, and did a whole thing and had a full band up there, and Jamie Foxx was up there. And when the guy came in, he started playing and doing stuff, and the band's going and everything. And Jamie Foxx said, walk me over to him as Ray. So he walked him over to him, and I'm not going to do the impression or whatever. But he said, I heard the money man's here. We need some more money to finish this movie. He did the whole thing. The guy was like, yeah, you got it.
I'll tell you, that performance when he was young and blind, and then making music, and then went through the drug phase, and then came out of the drug phase and was arrested and all that. He was really
I think one of my favorite scenes out of that whole movie is Ahmet Artigan that ran the record label and stuff. That he had a song and he was like, whatever, and that became his first hit. Was written by him, which was hilarious.
That'd be my deal. Just writing songs, and letting other people make them famous.
Just
collecting the money. That's all I want.
I mean, think about that. If you have somebody like that, if you have somebody that can sing that well and play piano that well, you take your song and you'd be like, oh my God, that's my song.
Simple song. Wasn't it like Jump Around or something?
Mess Around.
Mess Around.
Mess Around, well, there you go. That's it for the Oscars. Then.
All right. Well, congratulations. You got a whole year now of garbage movies that nobody's going to see that'll be nominated next year.
So let's just real quick go through and see how many movies we actually saw for Best Picture.
Okay.
The Brutalist.
No.
Complete Unknown.
Yes.
Nope.
Conclave.
No.
I saw.
Yeah.
I saw Conclave.
And that's worth watching, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Dune Part 2, you're not going to like the end.
I can't watch Conclave because what's his name in that movie?
Stanley Tucci?
No.
John Lithgow?
No, the guy, Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Will always be Hannibal. Will always be the Lecter. Not Lecter, but
the other Red Dragon. Yeah. Dune Part 2.
Awesome. I did not see Part 2 yet. Part 1 was great.
Emilia Perez.
No.
I'm Still Here.
No. What's the Bob Dylan movie called?
Complete Unknown.
Complete Unknown. That's why I'm getting them confused. I'm Still Here. I'm completely unknown.
Bad name. Just call it Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Nickel Boys.
No.
The Substance.
No.
Wicked.
Yes.
No.
Awesome.
Oh. Yeah. So we saw, by all of us, we saw 4 out of them.
All right. I got to be honest. That's way more than I expected.
Yeah.
We're a very classed up group here.
I'm Still Here is this woman, Eunice, begins a lonely battle to learn the truth behind the disappearance of her husband, former PTB deputy, while trying to keep her family together.
All I hear is, I'm still standing after all this time.
Right.
That's what I got out of that.
Well, there you go.
All right, listen to me. I got to take a break and come back. We're going to talk to Brad Meltzer. Brad Meltzer is an author. That is one of the other things that makes us very bougie. We have friends who are authors. Brad was just recently on the show, and now he's on the show again, and I don't know why. What did he do?
He's got a new book.
Oh.
In between the time that he was on the show last month to now, he wrote another book.
Well, the last book that he wrote was was a fiction story.
Yes.
This one here is based on a commencement speech that he gave.
So he gave a commencement speech last year at the University of Michigan that went viral.
Right.
And because also his son was graduating from the University of Michigan.
Right.
And now this book is based on that.
Good. I have a question about that. I don't know if you know this, have given the commencement speech at a college before.
No.
Yeah.
What?
And I did it twice.
Twice?
Once was awful, and then the second one was better. I don't know. They asked me to
Did
come
you
back.
wear the whole thing in the...
No, no, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that, but I'll tell you about it when we come back. All right, Brad Meltzer will join us next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Let's welcome back to the show our friend Brad Meltzer. Brad, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Sorry, we're running a little bit behind today. All right, so Brad Meltzer was just on the show recently for writing a new nonfiction book. This is basically what he is known for, is writing his nonfiction novels and then writing the kids' books that we talk about. But now this is something that's pretty special. At what point does the University of Michigan ask you to be the commencement speaker? Did they say, look, your son is here, he's graduating, will you do this? Or had they been after you before?
No, they'd never been after me. You have to get nominated, and I got nominated. And usually the commencement speaker in an election year is the president of the United States.
Oh, wow.
And they picked me, and I went to my son, and I said, I'm going to be your graduation speaker. I wanted to see, I didn't want to take the limelight from him, so I wanted to make sure he was okay with it. And his first reaction was, that's the best. He says, that's the best you can get. He goes, why didn't they pick Tom Brady? Because I went to Michigan. Tom Brady went to Michigan. Then he says this, you can't make it up. He says, it's like a 13th seed winning March Madness.
Oh.
And so that's literally how I started my speech. I was like, on behalf of the 13th seed, like I am. And then, not joking, 30 seconds later, he goes, this is going to be awesome. And that's when I knew, there were 70,000 people in Michigan Stadium that day when I gave this graduation address.
No, I have to tell you,
on one.
My son just graduated from high school, and I think he would be mortified if they, I don't even think they ever want me to go to school for Bring Your Father to School Day or career day or something. So maybe at that age, it's a little bit different. Certainly your son is proud of the work you've done. And but all eyes are on him now, because if you blow it, it's on him.
Oh, 100. In fact, it depends on your kid. Like, we asked my daughter, who's in college now, and I said, we knew what the answer was going to be. We're like, would you like me to do your commencement? She said, absolutely not. If they ask you, say no.
It's so awful. Kids are such dicks, man. They really are, but that's how they really feel.
Well, the thing that was crazy is my daughter, when I was done with the speech, then was like, hey, could you maybe think about doing mine? Because she wanted to see if I was going to blow it.
Right.
And what I did is, listen, I talked to all my friends about what they remember from their commencement address. You know what they remember? Nothing.
No.
Nobody remembers anything. So the only thing I remember from mine is that it was the year Desmond Howard graduated Michigan. He won the Heisman Trophy that year, the famous football player. And the speaker said, hey, is Desmond Howard in the stands? And sure enough, Desmond Howard stood up, and he was a fellow graduate. He was like 10 rows in front of me just by happenstance. And I remember thinking, like, there's someone, that's excellence.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I'm going to, I remembered a memory. So when I gave my speech was about magic. And when you talk to magicians, there are only 4 types of magic tricks. There's 1, you make something appear. 2, you make something disappear. 3, you make 2 things switch places. And 4 is you got to take one thing and turn it into something else, which is the hardest trick of all, transformation.
Right.
And I go through all the things, what you have to make appear and disappear and all these things. And at the end of the speech, I said, and by the way, magic is never something you do for yourself. It's something you do for other people. And I remember when Desmond Howard stood up at my graduation 30 years ago. So let's do one more magic trick, people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my friend Desmond Howard. And Desmond Howard, 30 years later, comes out on the stage with me, and 70,000 people go bananas. And then we bring out J.J. McCarthy and Blake Corum, who won the national championship. And it was like standing in a hurricane. And it was, what I wanted to do was do an actual magic trick. And when the speech was done, all these people were writing, can I have the text of that speech? I want to share that with my son, my daughter, my niece, my nephew. People were tracking my sister down where she lived in New York. They're like, I think that's your brother we saw in the speech. Can we get the text? I know you a long time. I've been doing this 25 years. No one's ever asked me for the text of anything I ever said. And so the publisher started calling, and they said, you know what, we should turn this into a book. And so Make Magic officially comes out today, and we took the commencement address and turned it into a book for people. We all need some magic in our lives right now.
Did you cry while preparing this at all?
Oh, I cry every time I would practice it.
Yeah.
I would cry for some part about my son.
Yeah.
What I wasn't prepared for is I got to the part, the third magic trick is taking one thing and turning it into something else. And there I said, let's talk about empathy. Because that's what empathy is, right? It's taking something, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Right.
And what I said is that, cruelty and venom aren't signs of strength. Right now, cruelty and venom are so popular in our culture, but they're not signs of strength. Cruelty and venom are signs of weakness and petty insecurity. And what takes strength is putting yourself in someone else's shoes and feeling empathy. And I said, right now, I wish my parents were alive today to see that we're okay. Every person in this stadium has someone who they wish was with them today. And I feel, Mike, in that moment, I wasn't feeling for my son anymore, but I was missing my parents. And I felt all the empathy from thousands of parents coming at me. And that's, you can see when you watch the speech on YouTube, that's where I just almost lose it. I'm like, do not cry in front of 70,000 people, or my kid will kill me.
Yeah, that's true. Did your parents, I don't know when they passed away, did they get to see your success?
They did. My parents were not big readers. My mom and dad, before they died, read like 6 books. They were my 6 novels. They never read a book.
They were average human beings.
They were exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't go to 4-year colleges, nothing. They were just, working, and they were busting their, everything for us. But the story that I told in the speech is when I moved to Florida, my dad lost his job, and we moved to Florida, and it was 6 of us. My mom, my dad, my sister, myself, and my 2 grandparents had to all live in my grandparents' 1-bedroom apartment. We couldn't afford anywhere to live yet. We hadn't had any savings. And everyone there was trying to get us evicted because all the condo commandos were like, oh, you can't have that many people living in one small space. And my grandmother's neighbor basically said, you know what? Said to us, take my apartment. I'm going to go live with a relative. You take our apartment so you can have some decency and won't be evicted.
Wow.
And It was the nicest thing anyone ever done for me. I remember her name back then was Mercy, but I always heard it as Mercy.
Right.
And make no mistake, mercy and kindness is what this woman showed us. And when I told that story, that's where I felt all that love of my parents kind of coming right back at me.
That's so interesting. I have to. I know you're pressed for time. I have given the commencement speech at a college twice before, and I think one time was a disaster. And then they brought me back to the same school because I didn't know what it was. I didn't really quite. And I was young, and it was a technical college. I don't know why they were asking me to do it. And they said, just go and tell your story. I was like, okay. So I'm up there for probably like a half hour just rambling on. And then they said, hey, let's do it again next year. And I said,
Tighten
okay.
it up.
Yeah. And they actually didn't say anything to me about it. And then I went out there and did it again. They were like, you killed it this year. And I'm like, well, then I screwed it up first year, But anyway, it's a very difficult thing to do because you want to leave a mark on these kids, and you want them to take this and really reflect on it and learn something from it. And clearly, this hit home. I mean, with the amount of people that were clamoring for the text and the fact that it's become a book now, I think this is it shows that you were really successful.
No, I hope so, and I love you for that. I mean, but you understand, right? It's hard to understand what a tricky job it is, and I think one of the things that the speech went viral, and one of the stories that kind of got passed around was the second magic trick is about what you have to make disappear.
Yeah,
and I said, you got to make fear disappear. But I said, and I told this story when I was growing up in Florida. I worked at the Haagen-Dazs in the Aventura Mall. and this one day, this woman comes up, she starts snapping her fingers at me, saying, you got to serve me. And I was like, ma'am, you know what? I'll be right with you in a moment. She's like, no, you got to serve me now. And I said, you know what, ma'am, you're being rude. I'm not going to serve you. Mm-hmm. And she starts screaming at me, you're going to be working at this miserable ice cream store for the rest of your miserable life. And I said, ma'am, if I am working here for the rest of my miserable life, you're still never getting any ice cream. and for years, I used to laugh at that story and be like, oh, she never even bothered me. Mm. But I finally, as I was writing it, I realized I had to admit, it did bother me.
Yeah.
It really bothered me because it made me feel small. My dad struggled with money his whole life. I didn't want to have my dad's life. And I realized what you have to make, don't get rid of your fear, but you got to use it. You got to harness it, right? Don't vanquish your critics. Prove them wrong. Use it as rocket fuel. And when you do, man, get out of the way.
Oh, Brad,
I think resonates with people.
We're such different people. Also, I'm 4 times your size, but I was a bouncer, and whenever I'd have to say anything to anybody, they'd go, listen here, I'm not going to let some $5 an hour bouncer. And I go, oh, yeah, you are. And I'd lock them up and throw them out, right? That was the one thing I could physically remove people where you can't do that at Haagen-Dazs. The book about the speech, the text available at bradmeltzer.com/nonfiction/make magic. I'm sure you will find it if you just Google Brad Meltzer and Make Magic. Congratulations on another successful, not only speech, but now another book for you.
No, thank you. And listen, anyone who needs some magic in their lives, even for yourself, or if you have a graduate, it's a graduate, sure, but we all right now, the world just seems upside down. We all need some magic in our lives. So this is the perfect gift. And Make Magic is maybe one of my favorite things I've ever written. So thank you for letting me come on and share a little magic with everyone.
Of course, buddy. Very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good day. There you go. Brad Meltzer. My only friend that's an author.
Mm-hmm.
I know other people that have written books, but he's my only friend that's an author.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he wrote about me in named something after me in one of his books.
New York Times bestseller many times.
This is true. What do you think he does during the day? I mean, when he's not writing a book, he's probably just chilling out, right? Must be a good life.
I imagine he's got several projects kind of rolling at all times.
A lot of speaking stuff, engagements.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. It's all work. It's all work for him.
Yeah.
I just thought that must be a pretty good. If you sell a book, if you write a book and you sell 1 million copies, you're probably rich at that point.
Oh, he's got it.
The advance to a book is not that good unless you have a history of selling. But I remember Bert got $16,000 for
yeah. But if you're a New York bestseller, 7 times whatever your advance.
Right now, I know.
Nice.
Yeah. Good for him. That must be nice.
He's been at it for a while now.
Yeah, right. Been at it for a while and used to serve ice cream at the Haagen-Dazs in Aventura Mall, which I'm sure I've eaten ice cream from.
Which is funny because you think about people that worked with him at that Haagen-Dazs, and then they're like, Brad Meltzer?
Yeah. Remember that nerd that used to serve ice cream?
Remember was always writing in his notebook?
Yeah. Oh, Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, this is Bill.
I know it's been a minute since you were talking
Bill,
about
God
it,
bless you for holding on, buddy. Go ahead. I'm going to give you the platform.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I think you made reference earlier, and it's something it's very close to me. And I, as I'm talking to my friends and people talk about how things are going on, I try to explain it, and I have trouble helping people to understand. But the reason that Democrats or liberals are so, they can't see what's going on, or they can't do anything, is because the left is much better than we are at towing the company line. They get their talking points. If you remember when Dick Cheney was chosen as George W. Bush's vice president, every single one of them that explained to you why he was chosen was that the platform needed gravitas. That's a word nobody uses, but they all had the same word. When the gay marriage thing happened with the Supreme Court, everybody that wanted to explain to you why it happened was you don't want to wake up on the wrong side of history. I mean, there's literally the emails that go out with what to say, why it is, where it is. I have a good friend who, we were talking about Rick Scott when he was running for Senate, and he goes, "I'm not voting for him." I was like, "Why not?" And he was like, "Well, he made bunk stocks illegal." And I said, "Bunk stocks are stupid." He said, "Yeah, no, but they're mine. Second Amendment gives it to me." I was like, "The other guy doesn't even like guns."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Doesn't matter. He shouldn't have done that." It's just, we're all or nothing. I mean, we're so, I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's plenty of Kool-Aid drinkers. I walked around at gun shows for 2 years listening to old white dudes tell me that Trump was still in charge. I mean, there's Kool-Aid drinkers out there that don't know any better, but we're such independent thinkers that we can't possibly, it can't be anything other than what we think it is or the way it should be. And we get that in our head, and we work against one another, and we don't understand compromise has to be made.
Oh, that is the absolute truth. We're more interested in fighting than we are trying to come to a compromise.
Absolutely. And my wife is fairly conservative, and she's just like, they shouldn't have done that to Zelensky. And I was like, why? I was like, this guy has gotten rich off a war that I'm not even sure is really going on. I mean, usually when there's a war, there's video every night on the news.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything since that first day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, for all I know.
But for you, what the problem is with you saying that, you all of a sudden get labeled like you're some sort of weirdo or kook. Well, you guy thinks the war's not even happening. You didn't say that. You said, I haven't seen anything. I don't know where the money is going. Now, I don't think Zelensky is personally rich as a result of it, but I believe his country has absorbed a tremendous amount of support from this country. And those are the things that you have to consider. Where exactly is that going? What is that doing? And anybody bothers to ask all of a sudden becomes a bad guy. That is where there's no compromise.
Yeah, exactly. And, when you come back to it, there's different ways to get money. Is the money going to Ukraine then being funneled back to our senators and representatives? I'm not saying that.
You're right.
But our senators and representatives take tons of money from the American military-industrial complex. And if there's not a war, there's no money to be made.
Yeah.
And that money being funneled there, and people are like, hey, all these people are dying and this sort of thing or whatever. I mean, hundreds times more people have died just basically in Ethiopia, Somalia, that whole area during this whole civil war. And you never see anything about that. Now, maybe that's because they're not white people, so it's not as big a deal.
Well, they're not white people. They're not harboring minerals. They're not giving Putin an extra space to expand his country. Exactly. Yeah. I appreciate you holding, Bill, and I appreciate your call today. Thank you, brother. I got to take a break, though. We're up against the clock. It's 9 o'clock. Ian Beckles usually rolls in about this time. I got tickets to give away to Luke Bryan, Carmen. That's correct?
Yes.
Luke Bryan, where is he going to be? At the amphitheater?
Let me check.
I mean, Luke Bryan is the original Catfish. He's the original reason we play Redneck Bingo.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the Kia Center in
Kia
Orlando.
Center in Orlando.
I'll say, by the way, real quick, going back to Brad Meltzer, internet says he's worth $20 million.
Are you serious?
Nice.
Right. Life-changing money.
Yeah,
life-changing money.
I think he's even it's wrong, even if it's half of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's doing all right.
Writing a couple of silly books.
$20 million.
Buy as much ice cream as he wants.
Exactly. He could open up a Haagen-Dazs franchise. All right, we got to take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show at 102.5 The Bone. I got tickets to give away to see Luke Bryan. We're going to do that with a little Redneck Bingo here if you want to get on the phone lines. In the studio with us is the very colorful Ian Beckles. I mean that about your shirt, not about anything else.
Thank you.
I had the opportunity to scare the bejesus out of
He
Ian, and I
said
did
he
not.
came in.
Yeah, you picked a bad day, though.
Why?
I'm having a real bad back day.
Oh.
So I walk around the corner and you scared me. And I
Well,
was
I heard the dogs barking.
Yes.
So I knew you were coming.
Correct.
And I was approaching the door, and I thought, I'll just give him a little poof when he opens the door. And then I thought, you know what, even that's too cruel.
Do they have a special bark for black people?
No. It's the same across the board. It's only black people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Joey has a bunch of black friends. And every time that Mabel comes over and sees her black friend, she goes crazy. And I thought, this is a loving dog. This is certainly a dog who has seen black people before. And then I realized that the family that we rescued her from was a black family, and they did not treat her very well.
Okay.
And I mean, not that they were bad to her, but they kept her. You see how big she is. They kept her in an apartment kitchen, fenced in, and they constantly yelled at her. And her name was France. And they'd be like, we went over there to get her, and they were like, France, France. And I went, oh man, this dog's miserable.
Yeah, I don't approach dogs like everybody else.
Yeah.
Being black and this could be different to a dog. You can startle them, but being big too.
Yeah.
You just can't roll up on a dog. I see it in my cafe because Dietary is dog friendly.
Right.
And I see especially kids, and I told my kids early, don't roll up on a dog. And
I
put
learned
your
that
face
from
near a
Galvin.
dog.
Yeah. I learned that
Don't
from
put
Galvin.
I see kids putting their face on a dog.
Yeah.
That's, you know how many times dogs bite kids in the face?
Yeah, 100%. You should always ask if you can pet a dog and don't go down with your face. My buddy Kevin does that. You know, he loves dogs, whatever. And he's like, he'll put his hands on his knees and put his face right down there, and he got bit by a dog. And I go, yeah, exactly. That's what happens.
Dog will tear your face up.
For sure.
When I was leaving the Grand Prix, though, there was a truck, like a pickup truck, and it had a dog hanging out the other side of the window. Those dogs are allowed to pet. I just feel like if they're at my eye level, I'm allowed to pet them. I don't know.
Understandable.
Carmen?
Yes.
Are you ready to give some stuff away?
We can, yes.
Why I feel like you're a little stressed out right now.
No, I was just taking phone calls. Look at line 8. You may want to take that call first before we play a game.
This is a lie. Steve, you're on the Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Listen to me. The guitar's gone. I still got the strap, and I'm holding the scissors.
Steve, I don't believe you.
You know how many regular size guitar straps I can make out of this thing right now if I put this thing up?
Oh, no.
What does it look like?
What does it look like? It looks like a bass guitar strap for a fat guy.
No.
That's it.
There's a certain pattern on that you'd recognize.
I'm thinking of doing keychains and putting it on eBay. I want 4 VIP tickets to, that Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Yep. Do me a favor. Just wrap it around your neck.
And I
tie
want
it to a
nudes
pole.
with JoJo.
All right.
Everybody wants that.
We're on
Yeah.
it. Thank you. I'll send you the JoJo nudes.
got
You
some?
jerk. No, I don't. I wish I did.
Let me hold them.
I wish I did, buddy. All right, let me find some country music. Hey, can I ask an honest question about among all of us?
Huh.
And this will even go out to our listening audience. Talk to a girl, teach girls anything?
Did she teach girls anything?
Anybody take her advice?
No. I'm sure some did.
I know, but I know you never hear it. And like my wife didn't roll up and go, "Let me show you what I learned from the
Well,
Hawk Two
your
girl."
wife is already,
Yeah.
Comfortably married is what you're saying. She's not trying anything new.
Yeah,
you saying
not
she's boring in bed.
She's not
Galvin?
a up and comer.
No, she's not.
Yeah, you got to ask like the college kids.
Yeah,
I wonder.
I would go. I mean, you don't want to get in trouble, but I would think more high school.
No.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No.
Like college, you already kind of know
some
what you're
of
doing
us,
too.
bloomed late, you know what I mean?
I had the worst experience the other day with my daughter and her friends.
Whoa. This is a-
Yeah, this is a weird
Easy,
transition.
guy.
All right.
It gets worse because they're 12.
Oh.
So I picked them up from school at 4.
Swarm.
No, I didn't do anything. I picked them up from school and they were all chatting. And they all got boyfriends and they're all talking about who loves who and who's got who and all that. Yeah, but it's okay because it's like I like you, you like me, you're my boyfriend now. Like that's all it means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you know she's your boyfriend? Well, because we said that we liked each other. You know, that's boyfriend. And the kid that is my daughter's not boyfriend gave her a nice little thing for Valentine's Day. You know, I'm okay with it so far.
You
And
don't remember being 12?
yeah, I do. I was completely innocent at 12. I didn't even have raging hormones yet at 12. Right? 12 is 6th grade. It wasn't really till 8th grade where things started getting active.
It started for me at 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
remember-
for boys. I don't know.
I remember trying to be as conniving as you can to try to get some tail. I couldn't imagine having a cell phone And you ever think of what these kids are exposed to? Like we were exposed to porn,
Yeah.
and you'd have to get a VHS tape, and
Hide
like
it.
you and two of your boys
Yeah.
would sit in a room and watch two people with big bushes do it like missionary. Now these kids have total exposure to stuff that I never heard of till I was 40.
Galvin used to tease me all the time. He's like, "You don't think your son is watching porn?" I'm not saying he's not watching porn, but I don't think he's watching it with the vim and vigor that I used to watch it, or still do watch it.
Unequivocally, 100% is watching porn.
No, but I think
regular.
he's seen it so much that it's not like it was for us, where we try to sneak it in whenever we could because we was like you said, we had to go. So I had my house that I grew up in had a basement, and that basement had a drop ceiling. And we had a good hiding space in the drop ceiling. So I could hide porn tapes up there. If I did drugs, I could put drugs up there, whatever I wanted to do. And my son doesn't have to hide anything. All he has to do is lock the door in his bedroom. He's got it all right there.
When I was in middle school, there was a kid who would sell centerfolds from his dad's Playboys.
Yeah.
He would sell them. And I bought you like, hey, let me buy like 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
I'll give you like my lunch for the next 2 days and $5.
You didn't have the woods? If you went in the woods, you always found a
Yeah.
Playboy in the woods.
You would
somewhere.
always find a Playboy in like an old milk truck.
Yeah. Like I feel like
truck parked out there.
There was
you'd
a
be
field
like,
towards the end of our and we found some stuff out there.
Like
but
I feel like if I have a Playboy, my job as a man is to pass it on down to the next generation by throwing it in the woods.
But when the word got out that he was selling pages of his dad's Playboy magazine, like everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, how can I get some?"
Yeah, no, the kid was an entrepreneur. He knew what was going on, My dad had Playboy, hit a subscription when my parents were married. I remember that, not really being interested in it because I was only like 5 or whatever, but I remember seeing them in the magazine rack. And then my dad saved me in high school because you got to think at the time, he was probably only in his 30s. He had something that I thought I'd never get to see. I had an obsession with Samantha Fox, and Samantha Fox was in Playboy, and they wouldn't let us buy Playboys at the newsstand. I was like, how in the world am I going to see it? And I went to my dad's house one time, and there it was, the Samantha Fox Playboy right there on his bed. And
What a day.
Oh, yeah, what a day. What a father. What a father.
What a day.
My dad used to do watch porn on his reel-to-reels.
I bet my dad did that, too.
I remember, and he would say, when you hear the projector, do not come in here. I didn't know what that meant. Now I do.
Yeah. I bet that my parents probably did too because we had a reel-to-reel machine. Yeah, that's so weird. That's a lot of effort to put together a porn.
But I think the taboo of porn is gone, but it's still porn. Like if you're 18, like I'm old now and I watch porn on a regular. If I'm 18, I'm gonna be watching it 17 times a day.
Are you still watching? Like, what are you watching for porn? What are you just whatever's on?
Whatever's on. I'm not picky.
A lot of stuff is blocked now because of the new laws.
Oh, you just sign up for it.
Just go to Elon's X. There's plenty of porn on that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where I get my porn.
X, yeah.
That's where I get my porn.
It's wild.
I've been watching those live cams. That's the way to go.
I feel like they're getting information from you. Those live.
Yeah,
cams. I don't like.
I don't
put
tell
his
them.
license in.
Yeah,
I don't tell them nothing. What
tell
are they
them
gonna
everything.
get? Everybody has my every agency that scans my license has got it. But cruise ships got it. They all got it.
The
Who
minute
cares?
you log in, they know it's you.
Yeah. What do you think? I care?
Well, I'm just saying, they just know.
You know that scam where a girl says, I'm going to show you all my naked cameras, and she's showing you a naked camera, and then she tells you at the end, I was able to access your camera, and I videotaped you masturbating, and if you don't send me money, I'm going to send it to everybody on your list. They tried to do that to Jim Norton one time, and Jim Norton laughed in their face.
Yeah. Pretty sure people know.
Send it. Yeah. That's what I mean, it would be pretty embarrassing to have that floating out there because I probably make that weird face like I'm having a stroke face, but I don't care.
But if you get caught, the whole Tampa Bay area sees it. That's a fact.
But I'm not getting caught.
But if
somebody violated my privacy.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody sends it to somebody in Tampa Bay, then the whole Tampa Bay area is going to have it.
Yeah, it'll be in the paper.
100%.
Yeah. I used to tell my wife that the difference between my job and yours is when I get fired, it's in the paper. That's the main difference.
Yeah.
Like you can get fired and nobody will ever know. I got to go to Publix that day and have weird people looking at me weird all day.
Yeah, I said that to my son a couple of times. His car is under my name.
Yeah.
And he'd be doing some stupid stuff. I go, come here.
Yeah.
I go, when you get caught, it's going to say Ian Beckel's son.
Right.
It might not even have your name in it.
Yes.
So stop acting a fool, please.
Right. That's 100% correct.
Yep.
Mike Calta Show, good morning. Come on.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
You failed. You failed as a human being.
Hello?
Mike Calta Show, good morning. You have also failed. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
No, that's a winner.
Oh, what? Line which one?
the one you're on right now.
Oh,
so just
sorry.
put it on hold.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Sorry.
Come on.
Stop touching.
I'm sorry.
the phone.
Mike Calta Show. Hello.
No.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this Mike Calta?
Yeah, that's why we say the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, I appreciate you taking your time to talk to me. I got a quick favor to ask you.
I'm here for you, sir. What do you got?
Nope.
I was wondering if you could find it in your heart to bless my daughter and her mother with 2 tickets to go see Luke Bryant.
Well, we just gave them away, sir. I had 2 pairs, and I gave them away already. If you would have tugged at my heartstrings earlier, I would have gave them to you.
My daughter just got diagnosed. She's 8 with epilepsy, and we've been going through a lot, and she loves Luke Bryant, and nothing would make her world special.
Oh, my God. Carmen, do we have any tomorrow? Do we have any from tomorrow?
No, we gave away the 2 pairs that we have.
I already gave them away, sir. I would love to give them to you. I feel
Is the
terrible.
other guy on hold?
The other guy's on hold. You want to see if he wants to negotiate?
Give him up.
Give him his
All right, hold
number.
on. Sir?
I'll 100% give up my tickets to that guy.
Charlie, are you serious?
You are amazing.
100%.
Charlie, I will, of course, give you something else. I'm sure we have something else you could choose from.
Whatever, Mike. It doesn't really make a difference
No,
if
no.
you have some great. If you don't, but take care of him,
We
so.
do. You hold on. And now, Carmen, will you handle the phone line so I don't screw that up?
God,
This other
why
guy
would you do this?
This other guy better not be lying.
Carmen, you don't have to worry about me. I'm serious.
Diagnosis. I'm crying right now.
Oh, what if the lights cause her to have a seizure? Yeah.
Well, she has absent. She has absent seizure. She's 8. She's been delayed in school to the point where her teachers told us we needed to seek medical attention, and I paid $2,400 for a neuropsychology appointment. And they diagnosed her with absent seizures, meaning she basically goes off in a daze and can't pay attention. Her wife, my mother, has full blown epilepsy. She's had it since she was 6. She has grand mal, petite mal.
I think you may
the
have.
lights is a good question. I don't even know if my wife can go.
You may have already diagnosed Joe as well.
Yep.
Boy, Joe disappears sometimes. We don't even know where he's at.
That's true.
All right, Charlie, you hold on, and epileptic guy, you hold on too, and then Carmen will grab you both during the break, and we'll hook you guys up. Charlie, you're a good man. Thank you. Carmen, can you do that? Yeah. Don't screw it up, Carmen.
Oh, you did this.
I know. I'm putting the onus on you. All right, there's one, and boom, yeah.
No.
You're the worst.
All right.
And you know what you are? You're an
What?
unsung hero. Carmen, let's go to break so you have
Yes.
a chance to operate all of that. We'll be back. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Now, I barely heard you two belittling the scouts over there during the break. I said save it for the air, but I don't really know. First, it started out you were talking about Girl Scout cookies, and then I heard you taking a shot at the scouts. I am forever a fan of the Boy Scouts.
Really?
He was in the Boy Scouts until he was like 19 or something.
Until I was 15.
But you did not make Eagle Scout.
I did not. I realized at that point. How dare you?
Isn't that when you got diddled by a girl or something?
I didn't know that was before scouting, and I was never diddled by any scoutmaster or patrol leader or any of that stuff. I had a wonderful staff of volunteers that were there. You saying I'm not attractive enough as a child to be diddled?
To go that long and not make Eagle Scout, that's not.
Eagle Scout usually came around 18. Most of the Eagle Scouts did it when they were like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I just decided to not go anymore after like my sophomore year.
That's like you play football your whole life and decide I'm not going to go to the NFL.
Well, it wasn't that. I mean, it was a lot that went into becoming an Eagle Scout.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just hang around and put in the time. You had to do a lot, and I realized I did not have
If you said you were an Eagle Scout, I would be very impressed.
You would. What
Yes.
would be the difference between Eagle Scout and what I was?
Nothing. Like you were just,
You don't know.
I was
You
an
don't know
Eagle
nothing.
Scout.
That's
See
impressive.
how easy it is to say?
Yeah, but I can easily tell that you're lying.
Did you wear the yellow ascot?
I wore the neckerchief, if that's what you're referring to.
Whatever.
An ascot wraps completely around your neck and is tucked into your top buttons.
Did you wear the yellow napkin?
It is a neckerchief, and you will respect the uniform of the Boy Scouts.
I was in the Cub Scouts, and then they tried to put me in the Weeblos.
Yeah.
And
I was in the
Weeblos.
Weeblos.
Yeah.
Weeblos is between Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. You got to Weeblo first.
Nobody ever questioned that the name.
I did.
I
said
think
no.
it goes I blow, you blow, we blow. That's the way I told
Not
you.
me, blow.
Yeah. My brothers were in the Rogue Nation of the Indian Guides.
Yeah, I did not
Different
do that.
than Cub
I remember
Scouts.
that.
Indian Guides, which sounds way cooler,
Yeah.
right?
Why?
I don't know. I think I feel like you learn how to track stuff.
Sounds like you're a traitor. I'm a Boy
riding
scout.
a horse with no shoes on. You know, you're doing all kind of stuff.
You're a bunch
shooting
of
a bow and arrow.
Dirtfoots.
You're over there. You're over there wiping your mouth with a neckerchief. Gives you a wee blow.
They're hunting, and you're parading with ascots.
Yeah.
I was also hunting and learning how to use a knife properly and start a fire and survival skills.
Yeah.
A lot of things that were not guaranteed for somebody who grew up in the city.
I feel like Indian guides, you learn how to ride a horse on the side, so that if they shoot stuff at you, you're on the side of the horse.
No
saddle.
I can't wait till Tim posts video today of him jumping on a horse from the side with no saddle and no shoes.
Well, I mean, we could settle it. We could just have you fight Tim and see who wins out of Indian guide.
I don't know.
Well, okay,
Boy
I'll
Scouts.
use my knife that I learned how to sharpen. And
I'll throw an arrow through your head.